Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test.
Probably snap.
Oh, it's awfully good. That's the one that doesn't screw in right in it.
Probably snap. False start.
Yeah, I'll adjust that. We just need none that works.
The Blue Jays are looking to add yet another gold ball made of Guthrie blue.
Ryan Dutton takes the snap, and there you have it. The 2011 Class 5A state champions are your very own Guthrie Blue Jays for the third time in school history, and they have
It is? Is it cutting in? Okay, so. Do what? I'll be there. You have to do. Yeah. All right.
Having me start you guys a minute early.
Jones looking for Keenan Webb, has a step on the receiver, and it's cut, and it's hit. 5, touchdown, Guthrie Blue Jays. And the Guthrie Blue Jays are state champions for the first time in school history, and they are celebrating on the field.
The following is a production of Guthrie Football, 4-time state champions.
Staley gets the snap. He's running with it left side. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Guy Staley and the Blue Jays regain the lead.
Next time that I talk to you, I will be talking to the greatest team in Guthrie High School history.
The Blue Jays are looking to add yet another gold ball made of Guthrie blue.
Ryan Dutton takes the snap.
And there you have it. The 2011 Class 5A state champions are your very own Guthrie Blue Jays for the third time in school history, and they have dashed onto the field. Motion to the left side. They run to the left side with Alexander across the 5 to the 1. Touchdown! Ide Alexander. And for the fourth time in school history, the Guthrie Blue Jays are your Class 5A state champions, and strike up the band one final time.
One thing that will never be replaced is MTXE. Mental toughness, extra effort.
It's being determined to win in the face of all odds, all obstacles, and coming together as a unit to accomplish that.
Year after year, the Blue Jay offense is amongst the most prolific offenses in all of Class 5A.
Option reverse to Callens. Callens looking to throw. Wide open. Blaze Hastings. Can they connect? He does. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Reverse pass, and the Blue Jays are on the board. Strike up the band.
It's that time again. It's time for Blue Jay football.
Hit hard. Landry Chapel gets every Blue Jay fan off their seat.
It's now.
Strike up the band.
On the Guthrie Radio Network.
Guthrie football. Open up minds. It's time to go.
Launch authorization received. 15 seconds initiated.
3, 2, 1.
Guthrie Blue Jay Football 2017 is brought to you by Terra Insure Group, insuring your world. Interbank, what's going on now at your hometown bank? Golden Chick, the original and still the best. John Vance Auto Group, where it's comfortable to buy a car. Mercy, your life is our life's work. Golden Age Nursing Home, making the toughest decisions of your life the easiest choice you've ever made. Eskridge Chevrolet, a name you can trust for over 50 years. Guthrie Blue Jay Football is also brought to you by F&M Bank, Merritt Roberts Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Sonic on Highway 33 and I-35, Guthrie Tag Agency, and Hayes Funeral Home. Welcome to Guthrie Football.
The following is a production of Guthrie Football, spanning across the Blue Jay Radio Network.
Throws it up for Dante Boston in triple coverage. Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me?
Now, let's go live to the stadium with the voice of the Blue Jays, Chris Evans, and tonight's Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show.
The Blue Jays are back home inside General Smith Stadium for one last time for the 2017 season as a handful of Jays strap on the home jersey one final time. Welcome to Guthrie Blue Jay Football. Good evening, I'm Chris Evans, and this is the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show for tonight's contest between the Guthrie Blue Jays and the Piedmont Wildcats. Thanks for joining us as you listen across north central Oklahoma on Hot 93.7 FM and around the globe on Guthrie Sports Page, Guthrie News Page, or the Guthrie News Page mobile app. Be sure to stop in and visit Interbank at 224 East Oklahoma or visit Interbank on the web at interbank.com. Member FDIC. Coming up in moments, my partners Casey Porter, Phil Nichols, and Craig Fleck join me as we take a look at this Week 8 district game between the Jays and Wildcats. The Blue Jays are coming off a road loss to Lawton Eisenhower and are 2-5 overall and 1-3 in District 5A2. For Piedmont, they riding tonight's game, riding a 2-game winning streak and winners of 3 of their last 4 games. Overall, they are 3-4, but 3-1 in district play. Tonight is a must-win game for the Blue Jays if they want to play beyond the regular season. Time now for opening timeout. After these short messages, Casey joins us and talks with Blue Jay head coach Kelly Beebe. You're listening to the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show on the Blue Jay Radio Network.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Stay tuned. Next up, Casey goes inside the Oklahoma Farm Bureau Coach's Corner with Blue Jay head coach Kelly Beebe when the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show returns.
For decades, Guthrie Athletics has been a source of pride in the Guthrie community. Hi, I'm Merritt Roberts, and I've been a Blue Jay supporter and Farm Bureau agent for many, many years. I want to wish all the Guthrie student athletes not only a great season on the field, course, track, or court, but in the classroom as well. If integrity, honesty, and accessibility are important to you, call Farm Bureau at 620-4920 and ask for Merritt. I would welcome the opportunity to give you a professional evaluation of your insurance needs, or simply stop by and let's talk about the Jays.
Welcome back to the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show and the Oklahoma Farm Bureau Coaches Corner. Oklahoma Farm Bureau is your central location for all of your insurance needs. Contact Mayor Roberts, 282-2266. That's at Oklahoma Farm Bureau. Oklahoma Farm Bureau living beside you, working for you. We now bring in the Blue Jay head coach. We talked about last week's loss at Lawton. We're going to talk about tonight's huge game against Piedmont. And Coach, let's start with last week. I know it was a performance that you weren't real happy with. You got to like the fact that your kids continue to fight. Got back in the game, gave themselves a chance to win, but all in all, it sets up for a huge game this evening here at Jelsma Stadium.
Yeah, last week on the road at Ike, we faced an extremely athletic ball club led by quarterback R.J. Fisher and a host of great skill players. Got behind early, cut the lead down, had a chance to make it 35-21 in the third, and came up short on a couple fourth down conversions and gave them too many opportunities. We got to be more efficient when we get down in the red zone. And we got to do a better job of tackling, plain and simple. Not taking anything away from Lawton Ike. Like I say, they had a good ball club, and they made more plays than we did. Those tight ball games like that come down to 3 or 4 plays usually, and we didn't get them made. And the key for us this week is to limit mistakes, limit turnovers, and play extremely physical.
Moving on to tonight's game against Piedmont, Coach. Obviously, you played throughout the schedule to this point in the season. A whole lot of skill going all the way back to week 1. Will Phillips and Enid, and all the guys that Shawnee has, to R.J. Fisher last week. You've played a whole lot of skill to this point. Now you're going to play a whole lot of girth. I mean, Piedmont, you talk about them, and Woodward, and even Guyman, Coach, you're going to play teams that are massive from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely. And Piedmont's got, a big 6'4" receiver on the edge, and they've got a speed receiver, number 8. Those guys are definitely capable of extending the plays and stretching the field. But they make a living with fullbacks, tight ends, and a big offensive line. Defensively, they are very aggressive, very physical. They're going to try to send more than you can block, and they create a lot of problems for all the offenses we've seen them play. So, got a huge challenge. It's senior night. It's our last night at the Rock in 2017. Boys' attitude and preparation this week's been good. They understand it's going to be, basically the physicality of the game and who makes the least mistakes and who can change field position and those type of things will determine the outcome. We're glad to be at home and, ready for the challenge.
We'll pause, fans, but don't go away. Next up, Chris will rejoin us on the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show, and when he does, he's going to bring us tonight's opponent preview. He's going to talk about tonight's opponent, the Piedmont Wildcats. That's when the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show from the Blue Jay Radio Network continues in a moment.
If it has to do with cars, trucks, RVs, motorcycles, or boats, the Guthrie Tag Agency can do it all. Hello, friends. This is Chris Evans, the voice of the Guthrie Blue Jays, letting you know the Guthrie Tag Agency has a new, friendly staff that is trained and experienced and will help provide you with fast and accurate service. I know they help me with all my Pike Pass and car needs so I can follow the Blue Jays all over the state. Give them a call at 282-3873, open 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and located at 2105 South Division.
The Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show continues next with the Golden Age Nursing Home Opponent Preview.
Sports, a powerful force in our society. Through sports, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes impacts the young people of our nation. Our ministry offers them faith, integrity, and values in the face of an often confusing world. What we all have in common is our love for Jesus Christ and our desire to share our faith with others. Because as long as there are sports, there will be a Fellowship of Christian Athletes. To learn more, call 1-800-289-0909 or visit fca.org.
The Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show continues on Hot 93.7 FM. For a full range of healthcare services and a commitment to quality, call Golden Age Nursing Home at 282-0144. The Piedmont Wildcat football season appeared it was over before it ever got started by starting the year off on a losing streak. Now, Piedmont and Guthrie are battling for what appears to be the final playoff spot in the district. Piedmont started the non-district with losses to El Reno, Weatherford, and Noble, but have won 3 of their last 4 games in the district, including key wins over Lawton Eisenhower and Woodward for a 3-1 district record. Guthrie is banking on a senior night win to put them in position to take the 4th and final playoff spot for the district. Piedmont would all but solidify their spot with a win. The Jays simply need to win their final 3 games and hope that McGinnis and Carl Albert pick up wins over Carl Albert in the coming weeks. Carl Albert, McGinnis, and Lawton Eisenhower will shuffle the first 3 playoff spots of the district. Woodward, Guthrie's opponent next week, has a heartbeat left for the final playoff spot, but will need a lot of things to happen that they will not control. Piedmont, who upset the Jays a year ago, qualified for the playoffs last season after not qualifying for several years. Up next, Casey and Coach BB return. This is the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show.
She's your mom, and you want to do your best. And at Golden Age Nursing Home and Ash Street Senior Living, we know just how difficult it is to make choices when it comes to your loved one's needs, and we can help. You'll find caring, supportive staff members and a full range of healthcare services. You'll also find a commitment to quality throughout all of our nursing home and healthcare agencies. Call Golden Age Nursing Home at 282-0144 or Ash Street Senior Living at 282-2000. You want to do your best, and so do we.
Fans, it's almost time for kickoff. On the other side, Coach Beebe returns to the Oklahoma Farm Bureau Coaches Corner and shares his final thoughts on tonight's game.
John Vance Auto Group is proud to be a sponsor of Guthrie High School football.
For the reason we feel like we can price better, the automotive business is very unique in the fact that everybody that buys a car from General Motors, Ford, or Chrysler, any of them, pay the same price. The overhead is what determines the lowest you can sell a car for. And we feel like we operate on a lower overhead. We don't have to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars a month advertising to get customers to come back. We have our customers out advertising for us through our ambassador program.
John Vance Auto Group.
Welcome back to the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show and the Oklahoma Farm Bureau Coaches Corner. Oklahoma Farm Bureau is your central location for all of your insurance needs. Contact Mayor Roberts, 282-2266. That's at Oklahoma Farm Bureau. Oklahoma Farm Bureau living beside you. Working for you, as we promised. We now bring back in the Blue Jay head coach, and we finish our conversation about them Piedmont Wildcats, Coach. And you mentioned it last week. You know, you don't have to wait for Week 11 for the playoffs this year. I mean, this is a playoff game, win or lose. I mean, it's going to determine whether you make it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and we've allowed the boys to understand what their situation is. You know, we felt like, you know, last week is when we started the hunt for the playoffs for as far as the positioning in the playoffs. And now, you know, we're do or die. You know, we get back in the corner, you better come out swinging, and that's kind of where we are right now. I think the boys understand the magnitude of the situation. The coaches obviously do. You know, we just need a great community outturn of support, and we just need to go out and play great football. I mean, we got to run it. We got to stop the run. We got to limit big plays, and we got to be solid in the kicking game. That's always the recipe for a win, and that doesn't change tonight.
After last week's performance, Coach, being 2-5, was this week's practice more about the mental side of things, or was it more physical?
Well, because of the opponent at hand, you know, the mental things we addressed on Sunday, you know, and obviously we try to do that daily. But in preparation for a ball game like this with a big physical run game team that is happy getting 4 yards and that is an attacking defensive style, you know, the boys had to be ready for what they were going to see on Thursday night. And so we've had a very physical week. You know, we backed off a little bit of the conditioning for our legs as far as playing Friday than Thursday. And, you know, time to get out there and see what we can do.
Are you excited for more of a smash-mouth, old-fashioned football game this week, unlike you've seen to this point in the season?
Well, you know, it's our mentality. It's what we preach: mental toughness, extra effort. Most physical team wins. Stop the run. You know, run the ball. I mean, it's playoff type football. You know, and you get it October and November, and then obviously the late runs we've had that went into December. That's always the recipe. And the boys, you know, have really bought into what we're trying to do this week schematically, and we feel like we got a good plan going in.
Coach, appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you, guys.
That's the Blue Jay head coach, Kelly Beebe. Fans will pause, but don't go away. Much, much more on the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show when we return. That includes tonight's coin toss, the national anthem, the Eskridge Chevrolet keys of the game, and the Mercy Health Report. That's when the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show from the Blue Jay Radio Network continues in a moment.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 in the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Now, let's go live to the stadium with the call of tonight's game. Here's Chris Evans, Casey Porter, Phil Nichols, and Craig Fleck.
Senior Night 2017, we bring it to you from the Rock here in downtown Guthrie, Oklahoma. It's playoff time, not necessarily on the calendar, but definitely by the fact that these two teams have to win tonight if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. So it is a game tonight to where both teams are going to pull out all stops to try to win this game. They have to win it if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. And so did the IP address change? I would imagine the IP address has changed. Ooh. Huh. Yeah. What in the world's going on with that?
Yeah, it'll be just a second. That says 3G on the right.
Did you run out of 4G gigs or?
Yeah. Do you mind if I change the settings real quick to? Hold on. CECP. Okay. CECP radio. Huh? And we welcome you to Senior Night 2017 here live from the Rock, historic downtown Guthrie. It's not playoff time by the calendar, but it certainly is playoff time by the desperation of both of these two teams tonight. Your own Guthrie Blue Jays and the Piedmont Wildcats will bring to the game this evening. Both teams, as we bring in Craig. Chris is efforting some technical issues right now as we go, so we're going to open this thing up with Craig and Phil on the field. And, guys, this is a playoff atmosphere. It's a playoff game pretty much because both teams have to win, right, Craig?
Well, yes, and this is a position that over the years the Blue Jays not used to being in, at least not for the past 15 years or so, where all the playoff scenarios that they're running through are on the back end of the playoff picture instead of the top. But this is a real gut check time for the Blue Jays. We're going to see what their mettle is here because this is a do-or-die ball game. They're either going to come out and win this game and continue that 15-year-long playoff streak, or it's going to end tonight.
Yep.
Both are possibilities.
And Phil, on the field, does it feel like, I know it's still only October, it's not a playoff game, be it the counter like we said a minute ago, but does it feel like a playoff atmosphere?
I'll be honest with you, it's hard to tell with this group, honestly, but I think definitely from talking to the coaches, a few of the seniors, some of the players, yes, I would say definitely so. The fans are definitely aware of what's on the line tonight. There's no doubt about it. A lot of buzz, a lot of talk about just what you brought up, the playoff streak and winning. Are we going to end up with a losing record for the first time in years? And so, just a lot of like Flecky said, it's gut check time, and we're going to find out what these kids are made out of tonight.
They certainly are. And Piedmont is a team that, on the high school huddle, we talked all year. They couldn't score early on, Phil. I mean, It just seems like about 3 weeks ago they found their stride, and they played that Lot Night team we saw a week ago really close. So it's a talented team.
Well, played them close. I think the final score was 26-21. Ike got out of there with a win. Of course, they beat the Woodward team, beat the brakes off them 53-9.
Yep.
And so this is a team that could put up some points, and if it's a team that can play that team we saw last week, Casey, to within 6 points, that they got some talent.
And talent and athletic ability, because to stop RJ, Fisher, the quarterback, Graham, and all those receivers we saw, you have to have some speed. You have to have some ability on the back end because we saw just how fast they were. So Piedmont's going to be a team. You think about them, they're going to come out in 30 personnel, meaning 3 backs are going to come out.
Right.
21 personnel, 2 backs, tight ends. They're going to come out with 2 tights. It's old-fashioned smash mouth football, but do not let that fool you. They do have some skill.
Yeah, and I think, too, this is a game that even over the years, of course, has not been a real competitive ball game over the years. Guthrie's pretty much had their way with Piedmont. But
until last year,
last year. And then, and I think, honestly, walking around down the field, listening to some of the comments from the Piedmont kids, I got to tell you, they've got a lot of confidence coming in here tonight. And it probably will be, traditionally you would think smash mouth football, but to your point, I think anybody that watches film is going to try to throw the ball a little bit, too.
Yep, no doubt, especially on the back end that had to return so much or didn't return a whole lot from a year ago for the Blue Jays. Had to replace a whole bunch is what I'm trying to say. Yep. Are we ready here, partner?
I hope so. If you're going to have any type of a glitch, it's good to have it at the beginning.
Yep.
And big thank you to Jordan back in our Stillwater studio to get us going. But did I hear Phil dropping some homework knowledge down? That's
Chris, I do a lot of homework. I just don't want you to know about it because you'll start expecting it.
That's exactly right.
The notes that you had are exactly the notes on top of my sheet here, Phil.
Don't, not even for a second, little buddy.
Great homework there, Phil. Hey, you kind of got into a little bit. This is a good time to get into our Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the game. And you guys kind of gone over it a little bit here. Piedmont, a lot of momentum, 3 out of 4. Guthrie has lost 2 in a row, and they got to win tonight. They got to win Friday or next week and the week after to make the playoffs.
Yep, and the first key for both teams is going to be who wins the rushing battle. Both teams are going to want to impose their will on the other and play keep away with the football. We said with lots of heavy packages, especially for Piedmont. We've seen Guthrie do that all year. So the team that is able to possess the football, I think the number one stat tonight, other than obviously turnovers and penalties, which are obvious every week, the number one stat you're going to have to watch is time of possession. And whoever wins the time of possession, to me, is going to be the team that is rushing the ball the best. And the team that rushes the ball the best tonight is the team that is going to win this game.
Phil, Guthrie averages 189 yards on the ground this year. The defense gives up 153.
Yeah, and I think, I'm going to take a little different angle of this, Chris. I think everything Casey said I agree with, but I think this is all about attitude tonight and which team wants to be in the playoffs. We're going to find out early who's made of something, who understands what it's about to be a team and to play for something more than yourself. So I think it's all about attitude tonight. Do these kids from Guthrie want to continue the playoff streak and to keep taking that next step to get to there, or have they already cashed it in? And I think, quite honestly, I think that's an unanswered question.
from a statistician's perspective real quick, and you look at this ball game, Piedmont going to try and run the ball. For Guthrie, on both sides of the football, the key is going to be winning first down.
Yep.
If they can keep Piedmont behind the chains, get them out of their comfort zone, that's where the Blue Jays can win this football game. So winning first down is my key.
That's a good point there. Those are your Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the game. Be sure to go see our good friends over at Eskridge Chevrolet. Say hi to Billy and John, Greg Gummerson over there. Great crew over at Eskridge Chevrolet. They're off the first Guthrie exit to the south end. Real quickly, before Phil gets too busy, let's get down to his Mercy Health report. And I think all is well for the Blue Jays on the health standpoint.
Well, I think the one big miss this week is Dylan Dollar on the offensive line. Diller's under concussion protocol, so he is not suited this evening. As a matter of fact, I don't even think he's in attendance. I just talked to Principal Chris LeGrand. He informed me that part of the construction protocol now affects the school, where they're not even allowed to go to class the first week.
Well, you've been on concussion protocol for the last 4 months, and you've been playing well.
About 36 years I've had a concussion.
That is your Mercy Health report. Our good friends at Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Of course, they got the clinic on South Division as well. Good folks over there, and I go there at least once a year for the annual exam. They take care of me, and they will take care of you. Captains are meeting on the sideline. They'll be making their way toward midfield here in a little bit. We'll have the coin toss and all that good stuff come up here in a little bit. We've got a good officiating crew tonight. When you talk about referee Leland Searcy, the umpire Bob Mitchell, linesman Corey Miller, line judge Jason Harrison, and back judge Brett Bates. These are guys that have been in state championship games before, so we are in good hands tonight with the officiating crew here tonight. I believe they're out of Western Oklahoma, and they do a great job. Captains for the Blue Jays making their way out onto the field. Gavin Bryson, Isaac Lewis, Gabe Gonzalez, and number 74, J.B. Simpson. Let's go downstairs with tonight's coin toss and Phil Nichols and referee Leland Searcy.
Okay, fellas, first thing, we got to have utmost of sportsmanship, very high level of sportsmanship out of you guys and you guys, okay? White, you guys talk to your team. Black, you guys talk to your team, okay? If there's any questions during the game, come to Mr. Mitchell and I. We'll take care of it, okay? You guys are the visitors. You're going to call the coin toss. I'll flip it and I'll catch it, but I won't turn it over. We'll call it. You'll be right there, okay? So call it in the air. You guys tell me what he calls.
Piedmont will call it.
What? Heads? It is heads.
Piedmont has won the toss, and they are... What are they going to do, Phil?
I believe they said defer, but that the official's very aggressive. About knocked my mic out of my hand, Chris.
Well, I mean, the big ball game, Phil.
Big time. I got to get my helmet strapped up here.
Phil, I don't think your rabbit's foot worked down there. We lost another one.
Well, I burned that rabbit foot about 10 weeks ago.
So Piedmont has defer, and they will have the football. Phil, weather report tonight, 72 beautiful degrees, winds out of the southeast at 8 miles an hour. And by the time we wrap this one up, temperature will be around 64, 65 degrees.
Perfect weather, perfect night for football. It doesn't look like there's a drop of wind out there. Is that a thing, a drop of wind? Don't think there's any wind whatsoever in the air tonight. Perfect night for football.
I think that's what they say back in Eureka, Kansas.
You got that right.
So, again, believe it, Phil, here we are, third week of October, 72 degrees.
I know, it's crazy. We were talking about that earlier. I asked Chris, is it always this hot in October?
Yeah.
So it's pretty nuts. I mean, and to think, guys, last home football game. I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah, in October. That's what 0 week does for you whenever you scoot everything up in August, and it just seems like it throws the whole season off from a calendar perspective. But Piedmont's taking the field right now. Guthrie's getting ready to take the field to our right here in just a moment.
Piedmont traveling white uniforms, and here come the Blue Jays. Decked out in the black uniforms for Senior Night 2017.
Good-looking unis.
They are.
Love the flag.
For Piedmont?
Absolutely.
Had a little bit of a Texas look to him, did Piedmont coming out.
Kind of liking that a little bit.
Piedmont band made the trip tonight. Of course, the Guthrie band on the field right now. They're going to be making their way back to the stands as we get set for Class 5A District 2 football. Of course, Carl Everett and Lawton Eisenhower playing tonight in Midwest City. Both teams are 4-0. Basically, the winner of that game has the inside track to the district championship. Carl Everett, they're going to be for sure the district champions with the win.
Lawton Knight still has McGinnis to deal with next week, but should be interesting to see some scores around in 5A football as well as a 6A Division I and 6A Division II. Of course, we'll have those scores throughout the night here as we get set for Guthrie and Piedmont.
And it's going to be a very competitive game, you would have to think. Both teams have had pretty similar years. Piedmont, like we said, started out very slowly early in the year and has really started playing a lot better lately. Guthrie's kind of in the same boat as far as when you look at the McGinnis game. Now, the Blue Jays did not play very well a week ago, but you look at the McGinnis game, it looked like Guthrie was getting ready to reach their stride and just kind of gain their stride for the last 5 games of the year and make a run at it. Now, last week obviously is a hiccup, so I think the Blue Jays are going to come out motivated tonight to get over what they saw last week and kind of the down performance that the Blue Jays had a week ago, and I think that's something Guthrie's going to want to look to overcome tonight.
CJ Ward and Gavin Bryson back deep for the Blue Jays at their own 5-yard line. Kicking duties tonight for the Piedmont Wildcats. Number 13, Tanner Knight, 5'8", 170-pound senior.
Blue Jays set to return. We'll be on defense first tonight. Piedmont won the toss, elected to defer. The kick is away, and the Blue Jays have received. CJ Ward has it to the 25, works to his left, backtracks, goes back inside the 20, and he's tackled at the 18. And that's where the Blue Jays will set up camp, first down and 10. Blue Jay offense comes onto the field right now, led by quarterback Jackson Waddell. Jackson, a junior who's played quarterback a lot in his day, has had a lot of success, a good player. And the Blue Jays look to come out and gain some momentum early in this one offensively. Blue Jays come out in their ace formation, 2 tights, 2 receivers, and 1 back to the left of Jackson Waddell. Waddell takes the snap, hands it off to Bryson over the left guard, and Bryson gets about 2 or 3 yards. He'll get across the 20 to the 23-yard line, and it'll be second down and about 7 yards, 8 yards, somewhere in that range. The Blue Jays wanting to run the ball obviously deep in their own territory right now. So wanting to take control of this game through the passing game, then play action. Same formation, ace. 2 tights. Bryson to the left of Jackson Waddell. Jackson checks with the sideline to see if the Blue Jays want to change the play. The coaches have made their adjustments, and we're getting ready to snap the football on 2nd and 7. Jackson wanted the quick to Isaac and didn't have it, and because of that had to pull it down, and he gets sacked. All the way back to the 16-yard line. That's a 7-yard loss, and it's going to be third down and about 13, 14 yards. So you mentioned wanting to win first down, and the reason why you want to win first down is because you don't want to be in 3rd and long. That's a situation the Blue Jays are in as we speak, which means they're going to have to drop back and try to complete a forward pass that's 13 yards or longer, and that's not easy to do.
6 of 23 last week was Waddell passing the football as well, so Blue Jays haven't had a lot of success lately with through the air.
Waddell rolls to the right. He has trips that way. He stops his feet. Now he's going to get flushed. He runs into one of his linemen. That's probably going to end the play for him. And down he goes at the 23, a 7-yard gain on 3rd down and 13. So your Blue Jays now are facing a 4th down and a bit of a precarious beginning offensively. You had decent first down play. You got 3 yards, and then you got the sack on the 2nd down play, and then you couldn't get the ball off on the 3rd down play. Waddell had to scramble, and now you're punting deep within your own territory. Chris Evans, we're having some internet difficulties with both Verizon and AT&T this evening, so it's been a difficult evening so far to get and stay connected. Punt return from the 45 across midfield to the Blue Jay 49, and that's where the Piedmont Wildcats will set up camp. Piedmont, an offense that put up over 50 points against Woodward just a couple of weeks ago, so it's a very capable offense, no doubt about that.
Well, we were worried early in the season they weren't going to score any points.
Yeah, they struggled to score early. They're massive up front, there's no doubt about it. They come out in 20 personnel, 2 backs in the backfield. Are we back, Chris Evans?
Yeah, we've been on steady here since we made the switch, as the first play for Piedmont is caught and over to the 40, across the 38, close to the first down marker of a 10-yard pickup. With the reception was Zach Zeno, number 24.
And the Blue Jays expecting run on first down. Piedmont comes out with a little quick pass to the slot receiver and complete it. And Craig, you mentioned winning first down. Piedmont certainly did that on their first one of the evening.
Through the air, which was a bit surprising.
First down and 10. The handoff goes over right guard, and there's a big hole, and this one may be off. Inside the 10 goes the running back, inside the 5 to the 3-yard line, and it's going to be first down and goal for Piedmont from there.
Marcellus Owens on the touchdown-saving tackle there. He just went right up the middle. No one was there on the second level. Blue Jays overcommitted a little bit there in the center, and he was gone.
Wildcats will have a first down and goal from the 4-yard line. They shift the lines to the strong part of the line on the left side. Handoff over left tackle to number 12. It's Matlock, and he's into the end zone, and Piedmont has an early 6-0 lead. 8:41 to play first quarter. Well, we talk about momentum, Craig, and everything's going good for Piedmont right now in the last 4 weeks, and everything's been kind of a struggle the last couple weeks for the Jays.
Absolutely, and that struggle definitely translated on that drive on the defensive side of the ball for the Jays. Is really nothing went right for the Jays except for that.
Is blocked, and I'm not sure if the kick ever got very high, but nonetheless, 6-0 Piedmont on the board, 8:41 to play, opening quarter. Timeout from Jelsma. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
I'm Mike Gundy, head football coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Respect of the opponent, spectators, coaches, and officials is necessary at all levels of athletics and activity programs. Your conduct is a direct reflection of you, your community, and your school. Sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Do the right thing.
F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out F&M Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
Piedmont Wildcats didn't take them long, 57 seconds to get on to the scoreboard. 3 plays, they go 48 yards and have a 6-0 lead, 4-yard touchdown, or excuse me, a 4-yard touchdown run for Colby Matlock, the 5'9", 160-pound sophomore. And now the Wildcats will kick off left to right on the radio dots. The squib kick down the middle, fielded at the 25, picked up by Isaac Lewis, backpedals a little bit, gets to the 30, speeds to the 35, cuts it to the 38. He's at the 40, near side 45, tackled in Piedmont territory across midfield. And the Blue Jays will have great field position on their second offensive trip here tonight. See if they can get on the scoreboard and tie this game up and hopefully take the lead. Again, the Blue Jays are in a must-win type game here tonight.
Absolutely, and you know that last drive is driving a defensive coach like Kelly Beebe just absolutely crazy. But it does tell him one thing, and that is that he needs to control the football on the offense. They need to get ahead of the chains here. That second down sack last time really is what killed that drive.
2 times for the Blue Jays. Jackson wants to throw. Goes looking for Marcellus, and Jackson throws it out of bounds. Marcellus never had a chance at that one at the Piedmont 25-yard line. Incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 upcoming for the Blue Jays. Guthrie, the offense this year, 189 yards on the ground, 79 average through the air. They are averaging 27.7 points per game this year. And passing game definitely got to get going here, as it has struggled in the last few weeks.
That was a pass that was down the field, but it didn't show a lot of confidence that they could protect Waddell in that backfield.
2nd down 10, option play. Jackson keeps it. He can run. Gets to the 40 and down in around the 38, 37-yard line. Depending on the spot, will be a first down. And it is a first down for Jackson Waddell. Jackson enters the ball game, averaging 79 yards per game rushing the football, 79 yards passing per game, but he can run the football as well, as he averages, 50 yards per game on the ground. And before anything can happen, Guthrie takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. 7:55 to play, first quarter. Piedmont 6, Guthrie 0. This is Blue Jay football.
You step out of the storm shelter and your home has taken a direct hit. You went online and found a policy, but you can't remember who the carrier is. Now, your roof is torn off and your belongings are scattered all over the neighborhood. Where are you going to stay tonight? How do you begin the process of cleaning up? Terra Insure Group is Guthrie's local one-stop shop for all your insurance needs. The agents at TIG all live within this community and will be there after the sale when you need them the most. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by our offices at 2403 South Division across from the Beacon Drive-In.
When it comes to Guthrie Blue Jay Athletics, Hayes Funeral Home is a proud supporter from the first game all the way to the championship game. Along with many years of experience in funeral service, the Hayes family brings compassion and professional service during difficult times. Owners Chuck and Lynette Hayes take pride in providing families and their loved ones quality care. Chuck and Lynette have not only supported families in the Guthrie area for countless years, but have supported Guthrie student athletes succeeding on the playing field and in the classroom. Hayes Funeral Home is located on the corner of Noble and Wentz, or simply give them a call at 405-282-3100.
Waddell on first down. Half a yard at best there as we resume action here. 2nd down and 10 for the Blue Jays. Again, Piedmont Wildcats on top 6-0. Having radio difficulties. Of course, if you're watching us on the YouTube feed, everything should be coming in nice and clear there. We'll try to get the radio bugs figured out. As Blue Jays come to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down. We'll call it 9.5 yards. 2 receivers to the far side. Hand off to Gavin. Gavin on the right guard. Goes across the 35 to the 33-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. And it'll bring up 3rd down for the Blue Jays. Guthrie this year on 3rd downs in around the 39%. They have been able to pick up 1st downs.
It'd be interesting to see what the Blue Jays do if it becomes a 4th down. I think this 3rd down play and the style of play that you call would dictate that. If you try to get it all on this one play, I think that tells you you're going to play the field position. If you just hand it off and try to get about half of it to set up a manageable 4th, that'll tell you you're going to go for it. And that's what the Blue Jays are doing.
3rd down and 7. Blue Jays will run for obviously 4-down territory. They're going to be close to it here at the 21, and it is a 1st down for the Blue Jays. So the Jays moving the chains, and they're quickly on the football here. Isaac Lewis, Marcel Stones, the receivers to the far side. Gavin Bryson on the left side, Jackson Waddell. 1st down and 10 from the 26, and Jackson will now look at the sideline. For the call, offensive coordinator Scott Mick to our left upstairs here in the press box relays the call to the offensive coaches, Coach Sanders and Coach Rice. 6:11 to play, opening quarter, Piedmont 6, Guthrie 0. Jackson rolls out. Options it off last second to Gavin. Gavin gets the edge, gets to the 20, close to the 1st down marker as he's out of bounds. It looks like the Jays will be close to the 1st down if they didn't pick it up there and continue to have momentum here on this 2nd drive.
And getting to the edge, trying to wear down that Piedmont defense. Use the foot speed that you have to outrun the Piedmont defense to the corner. And the Blue Jays have done a good job doing that. Got a 1st down on that, well, a 2nd down and short, I should say, on the speed option play. The pitch to Gavin Bryson.
Gavin gets the call on left side, and it was 2nd down. And ball's fumbled Is it a fumble?
No, they're calling it down.
They're going to call him down. Piedmont says we have it. What's the umpire going to say?
He did not have an early whistle, so they can't talk about it, but I think they're going to give this to Guthrie. Yep.
Blue Jays dodge a bullet there. Guthrie with 14 turnovers on the season, avoid their 15th.
Not only that, Guthrie got a first down out of it.
Yeah, their third one on this drive. 2 receivers to the near side. And now we're going to have a coach's explanation. He wants to talk about it. We're back on the Verizon, so hopefully maybe that part of it's good. Now it's up to the station to.
Yeah, we'll see.
First down and 10 for the Blue Jays. Jackson with Gavin leading the way. Gets to the 15, to the 10. 5, reaches for the end zone. Did he get in? Touchdown, Blue Jays. Jackson Waddell into the end zone. The game's tied 6-6. 5:11 to go first quarter. Strike up the Guthrie High School Marching Band. David Vargas on for the PAT. Give the Blue Jays a 1-point lead. Both teams have found the end zone here in the opening quarter. Vargas on for the PAT. Hits the rock wall, and it is good. Blue Jays have a 7-6 lead. 5:11 to play first quarter. Timeout from Jelsma. This is Blue Jay football.
Sonic has every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like blue raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop.
Sonic at I-35 and Highway 33.
This is how you Sonic.
John Vance Auto Group is proud to be a sponsor of Guthrie High School football. We're all about Guthrie and the people who live here.
The customer service philosophies with the John Vance Auto Group are keyed on fixing it right the first time. Nobody likes to have a problem with their car. If they bring it in, they want it fixed in a timely manner, and they want it fixed right the first time. And we think if we do that, that word spreads, and it has. Our service departments have a tremendous reputation.
John Vance Auto Group.
Blue Jays respond when they need them to.
No doubt.
16-yard touchdown run for Jackson Waddell. Blue Jays go 47 yards on 8 plays.
Yeah, the Blue Jays did not score on their first possession. Then Piedmont went right down the field and scored, and Guthrie had to respond, and they did. Got a fortunate break that they got called down on a possible fumble. But other than that, a great drive, and again through the ground. Did it rushing the football, especially with their quarterback Jackson Waddell, and because Piedmont missed their extra point, Guthrie actually has the lead now.
And Jays were off sides, so we'll have to kick this one 5 yards deeper, back at the 35-yard line. See what big David Vargas can do here. Been a great kicker for the Jays.
He has.
Handles all the kicking duties. Kickoffs, punts,
outstanding,
and field goals. Vargas puts this one into the air, angles it toward the left side, bounces at the 15, out of bounds, in around the 10, and Piedmont will have the football at the 40-yard line. So Jays hold on to a 7-6 lead. Of course, those scoring summaries for both Piedmont and Guthrie brought to you by our good friends at the John Vance Motors Auto Group.
Blue Jay defense. Piedmont came out and threw the ball on first down to get the first down of that first drive, and then they ran the ball right up the middle. You know, Coach Beebe will adjust to that. They'll make some adjustments here and get the middle of that defense shored up.
Radio team's trying to make some adjustments as well.
Yep.
I think we're good on our end now. We're just trying to get the station to hit the right buttons back there. First down and 10 for the Wildcats, again from the 40-yard line. 3 receiver set. Little screen play, caught at the 39 to the 40, 45 midfield. First down in the Guthrie territory. And finally hauled out of bounds in around the 47-yard line.
Good game plan for Piedmont. This is their second possession. Second time that their first play of the game was a pass play. The first time is just a little quick to the slot receiver, their big 6'4 receiver, this time a screenplay, thinking that Blue Jays would be coming screaming downhill, trying to stop that run, get the defensive lineman to flow upfield too fast and throw it right behind him on that screen. Good play.
Trips receivers to the right for Piedmont. Shotgun snap. Quarterback rolls to the right side. Looking to throw. Throws it on the run. Wide open cut at the 30 to the 25. Breaks the tackle to the 20, 15, and down around the 12, 13-yard line is number 22, Brady Thomas, the 6', 140-pound junior. Pass was thrown by Garrett Morris, the 5'10", 165-pound junior. It was a quarterback battle to see who was going to get on the field to begin the season. Obviously, in there now is Garrett Morris.
First quarterback battle in a while for Piedmont. Noah Ellis, if you remember him, was a multi-year starter for the Wildcats. A very good player. He's playing college baseball right now, but doing a good job replacing him inside their offense.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats at the Guthrie 12. Obviously, Piedmont can get one more first down inside the 2. Handoff left guard, 12. Had a touchdown run earlier. Has a decent run here, does Colby Matlock. And it's a pickup from the 12 to the 6, so a 6-yard pickup. It'll bring up second down, and we'll call it a long 4.
It's a fullback belly play where the fullback absolutely knew that that's just to get 4 or 5 yards, and as Craig said earlier, just to stay ahead of the chains, make it a very manageable 2nd and 4. 6 yards, right up the middle.
4:04 to play in the first quarter. Guthrie with a 1-point lead, but Piedmont threatening to take their second lead of the ball game. Piedmont beefs up the left sideline scrimmage. They run left side. The ball's fumbled, and I think Guthrie has it. They do. Dane Jenkins able to jump on it. No, that's Troy Branson. Excuse me. He jumps on the football here on senior night. And the Wildcats are turned over, and the Blue Jays save some points off the scoreboard for the Wildcats and take over. First down and 10.
Well, that's why you play to stay away from the big play defensively. You make a team have to drive the entire field and go on 11, 12, 13 play drives. Eventually, you're banking on them making a mistake, and Piedmont certainly did that.
Comes at the 3:51 mark of the first quarter. Now the Blue Jays offensively will bring out Isaac Lewis and 16, Gabe Gonzalez. Gabe, receiver on the bottom of the formation. Isaac is in the slot. Jackson in the offense gets the play call from the sideline. They're going to have to call a timeout, or there's going to be a delay of game. And there's your flag, and it's going to be a delay of game on the Jays offense. Or do they get a timeout first? It is a timeout taken, and we better leave it here. I think we're going to be okay on timeouts. But if you're just tuning in, the Piedmont Wildcats jumped out to a 6-0 lead after a touchdown run of 4 yards by number 12, Colby Matlock, the running back. But Guthrie on the next possession, Jackson Waddell, 16-yard touchdown run. Guthrie's extra point was good. That's the only difference so far in a 7-6 ball game.
Are we back on the radio waves yet? Do you know? Have you heard?
I have not heard on radio waves.
Yeah, so we're in YouTube land right now?
We are in YouTube land, and that appears to be working pretty good.
I'm going to make a managerial decision to hook the Guthrie radio so at least we could have the audio tune-in feed, right?
Yeah. I'm hoping the station gets something figured out where they can say yes or no for the rest of the night. That's We're set to resume action here. Jays with the football at their own 7-yard line following the fumble by Piedmont. First down, 10. Handoff Gavin Bryson over left guard. Goes across the 10 up to the 14-yard line. Good first down run by Gavin. 7-yard carry. Gavin enters the ball game, averaging 90 yards per game. It was over 100 yards there for several weeks of the year, but has now dipped to 90 yards per game. But has had a great senior campaign so far.
Gavin does just a tremendous job running that counter play where he starts to his right, puts a foot in the ground, comes back to his left.
Run play here, and Guthrie will pick up nothing on that play. So Guthrie will have a 3rd down and 3 as we come up on 3:15 to play here in the opening quarter.
And if you can run it with Gavin, then obviously that opens up that quarterback run game that we saw was so successful on that first possession. So obviously getting Gavin Bryson going early in this game, then Jackson Waddell playing off of him in the run game, and then eventually hitting some play action passes is the game plan tonight.
Jackson looking for Isaac Lewis, and ball sails out of bounds. Tight coverage there by Piedmont's 22, Brady Thomas. And the Jays will have to punt it from their own 14-yard line. 4th down and 3 upcoming.
Yeah, you had a good first down play. You got 7 yards on first down and then didn't capitalize on it. And that's what you can't do deep in your own territory. This was more like the first drive where you got it deep in your own territory, didn't do anything with it. Now you're going to punt it back to a Piedmont offense that has played very well in great field position.
David Vargas back at his 2-yard line to punt this one away. Good snap at the knees, almost blocked, but David gets off a great punt. It's a high punt, fielded and fair caught at the 46-yard line. So Piedmont will begin in Guthrie territory at the 2:44 mark of the first quarter. Guthrie with a 1-point lead, 7-6. Both teams into the end zone, but Piedmont a little bit more success right now offensively. They have 106 yards of offense. Guthrie 58 yards of offense, and Guthrie's ran the double amount of plays than Piedmont has so far. 14-7 last check. Ball's on the near hash mark in front of the Blue Jay bench. Piedmont working left to right. 2 receiver set. Quarterback for the Wildcats is Garrett Morse, 5'10", 165-pound junior. Morse in the pistol. Hands it off to his running back along the left side, Matlock, and he's stuffed. Is that Campbell Leach in there on the tackle? It was Campbell. Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12, 2.5 to play in the first quarter. Senior night had the senior introductions before the ball game. I believe the cross-country team will be introduced at the end of the first quarter. Then the band will be introduced at halftime.
Lots of festivities going on at Gelsma Stadium tonight.
2nd down and 12. Morris hands it off to his teammate. Nice moves and running hard there was Matlock as he goes across the 40 to the 39-yard line, close to about a 9-yard pickup. And so they'll bring up 3rd down. We'll call it 3. They need the 41.
And they're in plus territory. Great field position for them, so you know they're thinking 2 downs to get 3, and they've done a good job running the ball all night, so they're thinking this is definitely within their wheelhouse.
3rd and 3, they're going to run for it. Matlock 1st down and more across the 35 to the 34, so he picks up 2 extra yards, pick up a 5, and Coach Tyler Young not happy with the effort there, and so it's a 1st down for the Wildcats.
The good part of this is you feel like Piedmont's dominated this game to this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ran the ball. Of course, Guthrie had the one really good possession where they ran right down the field, but Piedmont's ran the ball basically the way that they've wanted to very well, but yet Guthrie has the lead. So Piedmont has not been able to put it on the scoreboard as much as they would like. That's because of that last turnover.
1st down, run play up the middle across the 30, and Piedmont Casey about 123 yards, 63 of that on through the air, 60 on the ground.
What you worry about if Piedmont continues to play offense like this all evening, as the game goes on, I mentioned time of possession I think is going to be the biggest key to this evening's game, the team that wears down in the 4th quarter. You worry about that Blue Jay defense wearing down if Piedmont has the ball like this all night.
Absolutely. 2nd down 5, Piedmont just simply running between the tackles too. They do throw it here. Pass was tipped, I think, at the line of scrimmage. It was not. Just an incomplete pass at the 27-yard line. So the Jays will try to hold them here on 3rd down and 6 play as we have 46 seconds play here in the first.
It'd be a big stop, but again, it's not necessary. It is 3rd down, but that doesn't mean that they only have 1 down to get this 1st down. I think it would be a no-brainer that they will go for it on 4th if they don't get it here, so I think they can still run the ball. Probably left.
Looks like it. They line up left. They do run it left. And there's contact at the line of scrimmage and a couple of yards. We'll call it 3 to the 27, but Piedmont needs the 24. And now, obviously, this is 4-down territory for head coach Trent Werlery.
And you have not seen the quarterback pull the ball. He's not necessarily a runner, but much like Mason Rudolph for OSU, he can run it by surprise every now and then and pull it out when the defense is keyed in on the 2 fullbacks and the tailback going the other way.
Piedmont will have to snap the football before the end of the first quarters. 10 on the play clock, 14 on the game clock here in the first. Now they'll shift to the left side of the line of scrimmage.
3 backs and a tight end.
They will run for it on the left side. They're not going to get it. Blue Jay defense holds strong on 4th down and will take over. David Scott on the tackle. 1 second left here in the first quarter. Great defense.
And you've had a turnover, now a turnover on downs, and although it seems like Piedmont's had the ball the entire first quarter, Guthrie still has the lead and the football because you have bent a little bit, but you haven't broke so much that Piedmont's been able to score on every possession. They've only scored on one of them.
So the Blue Jays will run one final play here in the first, and then we'll get set for second quarter action here in a bit. Jackson Waddell, 3 receivers in the formation, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Ball's on the far hash mark. First and 10 from the 27. Jays will run for it. Justin Adams hit for a loss beyond the 25, and that's the way we'll end the first quarter. Blue Jays trail 6-0, but have a 7-6 lead as we go into the second quarter. Timeout from Gelsma Stadium on senior night. This is Blue Jay football.
For decades, Guthrie Athletics has been a source of pride in the Guthrie community. Hi, I'm Merritt Roberts, and I've been a Blue Jay supporter and Farm Bureau agent for many, many years.
I want to wish all the Guthrie student athletes not only a great season on the field, course, track, or court, but in the classroom as well. If integrity, honesty, and accessibility are important to you, call Farm Bureau at 620-4920 and ask for Merritt. I would welcome the opportunity to give you a professional evaluation of your insurance needs, or simply stop by and let's talk about the Jays.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Alongside Kevin Roach, Phil Nichols, Craig Fleck, Casey Porter, Chris Evans with you here on senior night 2017. Blue Jays will be the Road Warriors week 8 in Woodward, in week 9. Guyman in week 10. And now the playoffs are there. Looks like Ardmore,
Yep.
Week 11.
Ardmore or Del City, whoever wins that game, correct?
Altus still has an outside
Altus,
chance. Yeah, so Altus and Del City. But right now, odds would tell you Ardmore. Mm-hmm. We're set for second quarter action. Blue Jays will have it second down and 12 from their own 25-yard line. Isaac Lewis into motion. They fake it to him. They run the option the other way. Option is off. Does Jackson to Adams, and yet another loss on this play here. Blue Jays are going backwards, and third down and passing time for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, this is the second third down and really, really long. Blue Jays had one on their very first possession of the game, and if you remember, Jackson Waddell had to flush, and basically once he did, the play was dead. So this is obviously not a situation either one of these teams want to be in, especially when you're at your own 23-yard line.
Third down and 14 yards officially for the Blue Jays, and I'll have to get Phil's report, but I don't know if my ears are down or if our microphones are low or what. It seems like a little quiet, a very quiet crowd tonight. Third down and 14, Jackson Waddell is actually just going to tuck and run it, trying to get anything, and does go beyond the original line of scrimmage in around the 28-yard line, about a 5-yard pickup, but still 9 yards shy of the first down, and Guthrie will have to punt the football as the clock goes under 11 minutes to play until halftime.
Yeah, that was field position for your punt. Just try to, you're deep in your own territory, try to play a little bit of field position. Make that the first play of your defense in the sense that 7 yards is 7 yards of field position. That could be big in this game.
Fourth down, 8, David Vargas, punt formation, a high punt. He has to come up for it. Again, gets off a great punt. Fair catch called for and retrieved at the Piedmont 43-yard line. David Vargas entered the ball game with 23 punts on the year, 32.5 and average. And, some of his best punts haven't gone over 30 yards, but they were some of the best save punts we've seen.
Yeah, we've seen him do that. And then we've seen him tonight where Piedmont has rushed him not only just get the punt off quick, but get off a really good punt very quick. So David Vargas has done a great job.
Wildcats will have it first down and 10. They have 3 receivers in the formation. 2 men in the backfield with the quarterback. Morris. Screen. Ball bat up in the air, and it's caught. And then a nice open field tackle there by Troy Branson. Just simply shoved him down. Did Matlock get shoved down by Troy? It's a 4-yard loss back to the 39-yard line. Troy had interception on his mind as the ball went straight up in the air. And then Troy realized couldn't get there. Simply threw Matlock, who jumped high to get the football. And
same screen that they ran on the first down play of the second possession they had. So Guthrie had seen that, had it sniffed out.
Rolling to his right, throwing it, and it's almost intercepted as the receiver went to the left and the pass went to the right at the Guthrie 40-yard line. So miscommunication there. Morris's incomplete pass will bring up 3rd down and 14.
You can see Morris can throw the little quicks and the hitches and the bubble screens, but when he's having to roll and be accurate and try to hit a receiver that's decently covered, that's not off the play action, he's not as good at it. So this is another 3rd and long, much like the Blue Jays were in themselves a minute ago. Now Piedmont has to deal with it for themselves.
Only 2 receivers shown in the formation. On the near hash mark, 3rd down 14, they throw it up. Looking downfield, and it's dropped. Should have been caught. Looked like it was there for a second by Jack Chester, and that's who Coach Beebe has passed his incomplete 4th down for Piedmont. That's who Coach Beebe talked about, number 4, Jack Chester. 6'4", 190 is just the old Mason Rudolph, the James Washington.
No doubt.
Catch it or pass interference, something might happen our way.
Can my dude beat your dude?
Yeah.
And it looked like Chester was going to bring it in. He just dropped it, didn't he?
Did. Wildcats will punt for the first time tonight. Casey has to jack up the crowd. And you get excited out there. Punter at the 26. Blue Jay return men at the 20. Good punt. CJ toward his right. And this one will go out of bounds. And Blue Jays will have it fairly decent field position with 9:42 to play in the second quarter. Guthrie holding on to a 7-6 lead over the Wildcats. Blue Jays 60 yards of offense tonight. 17 offensive plays as we have a flag on the field on the punt. Leland Searcy, the referee tonight.
Got a hold on Piedmont. So we're going to replay 4th down. Guthrie's going to take that, see if they can get a return.
Yeah, flag was right at the line of scrimmage. Back him up 5, and here we go. Now Marcellus is back deep to return this punt. It was CJ earlier. Better snap. And now Marcellus sent to his left. It takes a Piedmont bounce across the 35. It'll be down at the 34. So the Blue Jays gained 4 yards due to the penalty, so good decision to back them up. They take over, 9:33 to play till halftime. Blue Jays, no huddle, looking at all 11 men looking at the Blue Jays sideline for the offensive call. They now get that call with 15 on the play clock. Still plenty of time to snap this football. Jackson Waddell with Gavin Bryson on the right side. Fakes it to him, now fumbles the football, backpedals, and able to jump on it. Blue Jays going backwards. Both offenses not really up to par so far in this game.
No, but it's been a little bit sloppy, and that's, it's 2 teams that have played a lot like that all year, so it's not necessarily unexpected, but you would think the way the Blue Jays played a week ago, you would hope for a little bit better performance, other than obviously that one big drive Guthrie had, the second drive of the game for them.
7-yard loss for the Blue Jays, so it's 2nd down and 17. Pistol formation. Jays will run for it. Gavin Bryson stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Multiple flags thrown.
Face mask. The question's going to be, is this the big one that gives you a 1st down, or is this going to be just a 5-yarder?
You would think be 15 because the referees seem to throw the flag with some force.
Mm-hmm.
Piedmont running back.
Personal foul.
Not sure if the referee's looking at it, that great shot there by Kevin. Can't tell if his body pack's on or not. was having issues with the mute in our pregame conference. So the penalty will mark it up to the Guthrie 46-yard line. It'll be first down and 10. Isaac Lewis, Gabe Gonzalez in there at receiver. Gavin Bryson lines up on the right side of Jackson Waddell. First down and 10, Jays. 8:32 to play first half. Lead play for Jackson. Gets a couple yards to the 48-yard line. Second down and 8. Again, Blue Jays in around 70 yards of offense tonight.
That was a huge penalty because Guthrie was going to be backed up again to their own goal post, and it was going to be third down, and it was going to be very difficult. And instead, now you have a first down, and you're almost at midfield, and it's second down and about 8. So you have your whole playbook available. You get a fresh set of downs.
Jays with no passing yards in this one so far. All have been on the ground. They run it again. Gavin, nothing up the middle, so bounces out to the near side of the field, driven out of bounds at the Piedmont 48-yard line. So a pickup from the 48 to the 48. Guthrie needs a 44, so it's third down and 4 for the Blue Jays now in Piedmont territory.
We've seen Piedmont how they want to run offense, and they can run the ball. So it would behoove the Blue Jays to do the same on the other side, take the air out of the ball, and give their defense a chance to get a break, something that they have done on this possession.
Lewis and Gonzalez, the receivers. Cowboy formation, diamond formation, if you will. 3 backs, and Jess Adams gets the call and hit at the 50 for a loss of 2. Piedmont's just pinning the ears and attacking the running game.
And Guthrie's trying to run a little misdirection. You know, you hand it off right, you fake it like you could go back left. Guthrie's ran that option once already and pitched it off of that, and Piedmont shut it down both ways. The first time they shut down the option well. This time they shut down the zone play on the front side of that option.
Jays will have to punt this one away. Fourth down and 6 yards. David Vargas back at his 38. Low snap. Good punt. Bounces at the 23. Spots right there. Then takes a Piedmont bounce at around the 26-yard line. Wildcats have a first down and 10. 7:05 to play till the Golden Chick halftime show. Again, the band will have their chance to be introduced. They're seniors. So here comes the Wildcat offense. 121 yards of offense on 17 snaps, 59 through the air, 62 on the ground. In a balanced offense, but this offense has kind of been going backwards on the last couple of drives. They'll run it here on first down. Up the middle, not much there for Colby Matlock as he takes it from the 27 to the 29, second down, 8.
We go under 7 minutes to go in the first half. This is a huge drive. If Piedmont can take the air out of this thing, go and score, take momentum. They deferred. They get the ball to start the second half. That would be huge. If Guthrie could get a stop, get the ball back, take a 2-score lead, knowing that Piedmont gets the ball first in the second, that would be big as well. So this is a huge drive either way.
3 receivers set. They'll hand it off on the left side. Both teams just not trusting the passing game right now.
Nope.
And it's a pickup of, again, a couple more yards, but it's going to be third down. We'll call it about 6 yards for the Wildcats.
Piedmont's played good enough defense to where you wonder if, with a quarterback that doesn't have a whole lot of experience, if they trust him to drop back and throw the ball on a third down and 5.
Morris will have 3 receivers. Takes his time here with 10 on the play clock. Actually, they're going to run it up the middle, and Davis Scott with a nice tackle at the 35-yard line. Pick up a 3, but 2 yards shy are the Wildcats. And again, both offenses simply struggling to get anything going. I mean, they're running on third down, and you would think passing, but
I didn't think that they would probably trust their quarterback enough to drop back and throw it on 3rd and 5. It's still a close game. You don't want to be the team. Piedmont's already had the 1 turnover. You don't want to be the team that makes that one drop-dead mistake that you can't come back from.
Piedmont had the fumble, but were able to help Guthrie. Guthrie did a good job of just keeping points off the board. Snap rolls up to the punter, then boots it away. Nicely done there. Fielded by CJ, then thrown down like a rag doll.
Well, that was a good punt, wasn't it?
It was a great punt. 40-yard punt.
40 yards.
No return.
Yeah, no return. 40-yard net. That's very impressive. Very impressive.
So here's the Guthrie offense with 5:05 to go till halftime. Again, Guthrie 0 of 2 passing. Obviously going to try to run it here on first down, but
is it the O or is it the only 2 attempts that sticks out the most?
The 2 to me.
Yeah.
2 to me.
That's just what kind of, there's already only 5 minutes to go in the first half. That's just the kind of game this is.
Jackson rolls to the left. He'll run it. Again, 2, maybe 3 yards at the most. And it's like the next team who scores might win.
Yeah, and as long as you feel like you can play defense, which Guthrie's been able to do since the first possession, they've bent a little bit, but they have not broke, then you can run offense like this and sit on a lead because Piedmont missed their extra point.
Jackson got to the 24, so it's a pickup of 2. Second down and 8. Gavin, contact as soon as he catches it, or gets the football, simply because Piedmont brings everybody.
Yeah.
And we knew that coming into the game, but they're really bringing everybody.
Well, I mean, they're a team that loves to run the ball offensively themselves, so being that style of tough, they're going to be good stopping the run on the other side. Those 2 things go together very well.
So when you do throw the football, I mean, is it something over the middle, something downfield?
And it can't be play action here because play action is not going to fool anybody. Only 2 receivers in the route.
Third down and 7. Jackson wanted to throw, nothing, and now it's hit for a loss.
You have 2 receivers in the route, and then you roll the pocket. So now you only have 2 receivers, and then the whole defense only has to cover half the field. That means that your margin for error is so high that Jackson does not want to force anything and make a mistake, and so now you're going to punt, give the ball back in good field position right before second half, about 3.5 to go. Right before the end of the first half, I should say.
4th down, 9, punting time for the Blue Jays. From their own 23, David Vargas back at the 10. Return man for Piedmont stands at his 40. Fair catch called for at the Guthrie 48. And is retrieved there by Brady Thomas. And the Wildcats will have a first down at 10. 3:13 to play until halftime.
We have not seen the first down deep shot to the big receiver. We saw the fade on the 3rd down and long, but we haven't seen the big shot on first down to the big receiver trying to single him up. With good field position, you played good defense, this would be the position you would see that shot, and he is to the top of the formation in the slot.
Now he'll line up as the single receiver over there.
Jack Chester we're talking about, obviously.
Morris pistol formation. Couple of halfbacks in there. Handoff. Left side. Across the 40 to the 35. Still moving the feet is number 5. Is Imsinger. Is it? Yes, Imsinger. Excuse me. Yeah. Imsinger, and he picked up more than 10 yards as he will have the first down.
Well, you always chew him on the offense and defense, and then lo and behold, these games a lot of times come down to special teams. So far, that's what has the lead for the Blue Jays. Guthrie made their extra point. Piedmont did not.
Officials wanted to put more time on the game clock. Right now it's at 2:54. I think our everyday clock guy is out of town, so we have our backup clock guy. They're wanting 3:05 put on the game clock, wanting 11 more seconds. And we got to learn how to do that real quick, I'm guessing.
This game has been old-fashioned ugly, hasn't it?
Oh, my goodness. Absolutely.
Not a whole lot to chew on so far. Of course, we have the station difficulties and all that. So,
Ardmore leads Del City 7-0. Carl Everett leads Lawton Eisenhower 28-0. Woodward in Guyman tonight. Short trip for the Boomers. 21-0 is that score. Got the clock right now. First down 10. Piedmont from the 47 of Guthrie. Handoff left side, flag thrown. 30, 25, 20. Driven out of bounds, but looks like we're going to have a hold, I think, on 67 for the Wildcats, Jet Boyd.
That was a quick flag, too. From the sideline, you usually don't see a hold coming from a linesman, but it must have happened in a hurry as they were trying to set the edge.
Good shot there of the official. Leland Searcy, again, this officiating crew has called multiple state championship games. Oklahoma City Thunder lead the New York Knicks after first quarter, 27-24.
Well, those penalties are huge. This is Jack Chester time, and you see at the top of your formation, if I can get our video coordinator, Kevin Roach, to hone in, this is where Jack Chester, Marcellus Owens, that matchup becomes very critical.
Second down and 8. I think we have movement again by Piedmont. Going backwards. It is a false start on the Wildcats. Again, both offenses.
Yep.
I just say forfeit the last 2:53, getting the halftime locker room to start over.
Yeah, and Piedmont's made more mistakes than Guthrie. They have the turnover. Yes. They've had several penalties, and that's exactly why Guthrie, A, is not behind in this game, and B, actually has the lead.
We'll take a timeout with them. 2:53 to go to a halftime. Guthrie 7, Piedmont 6. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
These tenders have always been my number one. Crispy, tasty, crazy delicious. They rule.
Celebrate Golden Chick's golden anniversary with Golden Tenders. Pick up the $6 3-tender deal today. 3 crispy hand-battered tenders, fries or mashed potatoes, a hot roll, gravy or sauce, and a 20-ounce drink. All for just $6.
50 years. You rock, Golden Chick.
Golden Chick.
She's your mom, and you want to do your best. And at Golden Age Nursing Home and Ash Street Senior Living, we know just how difficult it is to make choices when it comes to your loved one's needs, and we can help. You'll find caring, supportive staff members and a full range of healthcare services. You'll also find a commitment to quality throughout all of our nursing home and healthcare agencies. Call Golden Age Nursing Home at 282-0144 or Ash Street Senior Living at 282-2000. You want to do your best, and so do we.
Casey called it. They were looking for Chester on the second down and long play, single coverage, and quarterback Morris, and we see why the passing games aren't maybe why we're not seeing more of it.
He thought it was going to be a go route, and I think Chester thought it was going to be one of those back shoulder fades, and there just was no communication on it. So
ball's at midfield, and Piedmont needs the 25.
Yep.
So we will call it second down in Orlando. Second down 25 officially. Morris rolls to the right side, throws it on the run, and it's caught at the 36.
Well, and that gives them field of position enough to think about 4-down territory again. That gets you aggressive on your third down call, trying to get it, especially if you get half of this and you're at the 30-yard line, it would be an absolute no-brainer to go for it on fourth down. So that play was huge.
Yeah, it's going to be third down and 12 officially for the Wildcats. 2:17 to play till halftime. Guthrie 7, Piedmont 6. 3 receivers to the far side. Morris takes the snap. A little screen pass caught on the far side from the Piedmont bench, driven out of bounds quickly. And Phil, the offenses have had a hard time getting going tonight, and the crowd's had a hard time getting going tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the offenses have really struggled. And I'm going to tell you something. I've heard louder crowds on a Sunday morning at South Point Baptist Church, Chris. I mean, Sunday school starts at 10, service at 11. But I'm just saying, it's not a very loud crowd, my brother. Very, very mellow.
Yeah, totally agree there. Fourth down and 8. Wildcats obviously going for it. They go downfield looking for the receiver. It's incomplete, and the Wildcats will turn it over on downs. They were trying to hit the big tight end, T.D. Smith, the 6'3 senior. And the Wildcats will give the football back to Guthrie. 1:52 to play till halftime, and I don't think Guthrie's been too creative on offense, so simply probably just take some time off of this.
Of course, Piedmont hasn't shown the ability to throw the ball a whole lot, so you're not risking a whole lot if you do go 3 and out here and don't take up a whole lot of time. So I think this is a situation with decent field position. You try to get Isaac. You have Isaac and Marcellus on the field at the same time on opposite sides of the formation. I think this is where you get in attack mode, especially knowing that Piedmont gets the ball first to start the second half.
First down and 10 from the 32. Hand off to Gavin, left side, breaks the tackle across the 35 and to the 37, 38-yard line. And again, we are, if you're watching on YouTube, have no problem with our tonight's feed. Our station back in Stillwater is having a hard time getting us on the air, so we might be going TV broadcast here in the second half. So we'll see if we can get it fixed. The stations just text me, so they're trying to get their end fixed. So this is why we have a backup to everything. Second down and 4 from the 38. Gavin stiff arm, trying to get the edge, gets to the 40, 45, and driven out of bounds at his own sideline. Pick up good enough for a Blue Jay first down. Clock stops at 1:19.
That gave you field position with the time reducing enough. Teams they usually like to get the ball around midfield with about 1 minute to go. That minimizes almost all your risk to where you can really get aggressive. And those 2 runs by Gavin Bryson did that for this Blue Jay offense. So I think you're going to see the Blue Jays throw one deep here in a minute and try to hit a shot.
Jays now 74 yards of offense. This is getting ready to be their 28th snap here in the first half. 3 receivers set. Marcellus Owens, the receiver to the near side. Isaac Lewis in the slot. Parker Rainey, the halfback. Jackson looks to throw. One-on-one with Marcellus, throws it up, and it's intercepted at the 28-yard line, right in front of Phil. And looks like Jackson led him a little too far, and the cornerback simply was in coverage, pass coverage, and then when he saw the pass, he went into receiver mode.
That's the number one play in vogue nowadays, and that is the fade pattern back to the short side of the field, because that's where you get man coverage.
Phil, that was right in front of you, and that's just the 3rd pass of the night thrown now. 2 incompletions and an interception.
Yeah, and I mean, the kid made a good play on it for Piedmont. Our receiver could have been a little bit more aggressive going out and battling for that ball, but yeah, it was just a good play by the Piedmont kid.
So now Piedmont with 113. I wouldn't think they'd get too creative. Maybe not. Throw it deep and see what happens. And a flag. Piedmont, that will be their, how many penalties?
It doesn't matter how ugly this game is. All you have to do is win it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's true.
It doesn't matter how ugly it gets. Just win.
5 penalties now on Piedmont. 1:11 till half.
I'll take 7 more ugly victories this year.
Sure, absolutely. 3 receivers to the far side for the quarterback Morris, shotgun. Little inside handoff. 25, 30, 35, 37-yard line, close to the first down marker, but a couple of yards shy. And
Piedmont can run the ball here, get the first down, and then get up and clock it. They still have their 2 timeouts left.
Second down and 1. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. They hand it off. Left side, 40, 41. It is a first down.
They need to get on the ball and clock it here. Down the ball here, I think.
Yeah, Piedmont has 2 timeouts. Get that in real quick. 47 seconds. 3 receivers to the far side. Morris rolls to the right, throws it. It's caught in Guthrie territory at the 46, driven out of bounds at the 43-yard line. 17-yard pickup.
They had a very discombobulated looking extra point, so I have no idea what kind of field goal situation they would have. So
yeah,
I mean, I think they have 36 yards. I think they'd have to get inside probably the 10-yard line to even think about that. They have 36 seconds to get about 40 yards.
I think they probably need the end zone.
Yep.
Ball's at the 43, 36 seconds left in the first half.
Gosh.
And I think Guthrie took a timeout. They do. We'll take a timeout with them. Do it quickly. This is Guthrie Blue Jay Football on Guthrie Radio.
If it has to do with cars, trucks, RVs, motorcycles, or boats, the Guthrie Tag Agency can do it all. Hello, friends. This is Chris Evans, the voice of the Guthrie Blue Jays, letting you know the Guthrie Tag Agency has a new, friendly staff that is trained and experienced and will help provide you with fast and accurate service. I know they help me with all my Pike Pass and car needs so I can follow the Blue Jays all over the state. Give them a call at 282-3873, open 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and located at 2105 South Division.
F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out F&M Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats. We resume action here. Morris feels the pressure screen, and it's intercepted at the 45. He's going to go all the way. That's Troy Branson. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, interception with 24 seconds to go before halftime. Phil, absolutely a huge play. We'll get to you in just a second, but what a huge play for the Jays, Casey.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And that is the third time they've thrown that throwback screen. And it's the second time in a row Guthrie's defensive lineman has gotten their hands in the face of the quarterback and made it go awry, and that was a gigantic play right before half.
Phil.
As Casey said, that is a big-time play. The momentum has completely shifted. Great thing to go in at halftime with.
Interception return by Troy Branson. David Vargas on for the PAT. It's up, and it is good. We're good on timeouts. We'll keep it here, and just like that, Blue Jays have a 14-6 lead with 23 seconds to go before the half, and Blue Jay defensive score. Blue Jays have not had a special team score, and so it's always good to get some points outside of your offense.
No doubt. And Piedmont has not been able to get out of their own way tonight. They have made a mistake. That's the second turnover. They've had several penalties. And they've slowed themselves down. They've missed an extra point. So this has been a game, sometimes when you're not playing well, which the Blue Jays are not playing well offensively, you need the other team to play worse than you on occasions just to kind of get you back into it. And now the Guthrie's played good on defense, don't get me wrong, and they've been smart on offense, but not explosive. And I think that's kind of been the case this evening. Piedmont has just struggled to get off of their own schedule.
Troy Branson's interception return to the house, 41 yards. Game comes with 23 seconds till halftime. Jays up that lead now to 8 points, 14-6. Of course, that scoring summary brought to you by the John Vance Auto Group, Guthrie, Perry, and Miami. David Vargas to kick left to right on your video screen. Onside kick, not really an onside kick, but a little squib kick. And it's jumped on quickly by Piedmont at the 46-yard line. So we will go into from radio mode into TV mode, and boy, I hope Phil got his makeup on.
Oh, nice.
Well, I don't know if you know, Phil, but we had you, Kevin had you in our pregame show on TV as well. Of course, people, the ratings are huge right now. People in China, Taiwan can be watching this broadcast anywhere they want to. First down and 10, 21 seconds left. See if Piedmont gets creative here. You wouldn't think so. Well, they are going to throw the football. Morris throws it on the run. It's incomplete, nowhere near a Wildcat receiver. Stops the clock with 15 seconds.
When you think you're running a safe play with that throwback screen, I mean, is there any safer play on earth as an offense to run than a screen play? And the next thing you know, it's going back for a pick six. That was huge.
Absolutely. Of course, the good thing with our video streams now is we can maybe take in some of the festivities.
Yeah, no doubt.
Of the band and senior moments like that. So we still got our great advertisers when we want to get our information out there, but video gives us a couple more options with that. 15 seconds until we get to Golden Chick halftime show. 3 receiver set. They'll run this one on the right side, and we'll get into the locker room. Pick up a couple yards there by Colby Matlock. And, well, Casey, looked like the Jays are going to have a 7-6 lead going into the locker room. Now we'll have a 14-6 lead. Got to continue to play great defense to get the win.
And it's very huge because, like I said, Piedmont gets the ball first to start the second half, so that is a huge deal.
And Jays and Wildcats were running off the field, but they say come back. And
got to call a timeout. No,
Piedmont did. And so now the new clock operator's going to have to find and put another second on the clock.
Either that or just leave it like that and realize it's 1 second and not worry about it.
I would go with that strategy.
Curious why Piedmont called a timeout. It's been an odd game from their perspective.
1 second is put back on the clock. It's ball's at the Piedmont 46. It's third down and 8. Wildcats will come back onto the field. What we think is the final play of the first half. Pistol formation, 3 receivers, 2 to the far side, as you see on your screen. Morris will throw for it. Throws it downfield. Marcellus will intercept it at the 23. 30, 35, 40, cuts it.
Go.
Gets a block by CJ, midfield. Cuts it to the 45, 40, 35 to the outside, 30. He's going to go. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Marcellus Owens, 77-yard touchdown, interception. A huge mistake by the Piedmont Wildcats.
Wow. That's why you don't win a whole lot of games if you're Piedmont, right?
Phil, I thought when they called the timeout, Phil, was the, I don't know what it was, but certainly I did not think
Did they think they were going to score?
I don't even know what to say.
I mean, even if he catches the ball, Phil, what? I mean,
nothing. There's nothing to gain. Wow. Unbelievable.
So Blue Jays has scored.
They're saying there's a flag on the field somewhere.
It's probably a celebration foul, you would think.
Well, I was 27 yards out in the middle of the field, so that could be on me.
And then all they had to do was tackle Marcellus, and they couldn't do it.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I think that's where the celebration started.
You would think they'll tack that on at the kick to start the second half.
Piedmont gets the football.
Piedmont has nobody to blame but themselves.
Absolutely. Wow.
Holy smoly.
74 yards officially on the interception return.
Ball, yeah.
They're going to move it on the extra point. So David Vargas, by the way, 5 of 5 on field goals. Now this is an extra point, and he's made 23. He's made 23 of 27 this year.
I think they had the choice whether to take it on this or on the kickoff, and they chose this because they missed their first extra point. Talking about Piedmont.
Well,
you're speechless, aren't you?
I was like, well, they made the right decision on the flag. Extra point from 35 yards is no good. And so now we officially made our way to the locker room. And excuse me, Casey, I said an 8-point lead. Make that a 14-point lead for the Blue Jays.
No doubt. You scored 2 pick sixes in the last minute of the first half. Unbelievable.
Troy Brinson had one at with 23 seconds left, and then Marcellus with no time left on the clock. Well, we made it to the Golden Chick halftime show. Should be a fun halftime show. Don't go away. We'll have the high school marching band. We'll have some senior announcements. We'll also have some scores around the state of Oklahoma. We will have some stats of the first half. All that coming up after this. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football on the Blue Jay Radio Network.
Looking to go inside Blue Jay Athletics? Log on to GuthrieSportsPage.com and get all the information on all the Blue Jay events. GuthrieSportsPage.com is your source for all Blue Jay information. Visit the ever-growing SoundCloud page and listen to pre- and post-game interviews, player spotlights, and complete game recaps. GuthrieSportsPage.com provides a link to listen to the Blue Jays streaming live over the World Wide Web and has pre- and post-game stories for your reading enjoyment. GuthrieSportsPage.com, your source for all Blue Jay information.
This is Craig Fleck. Stay tuned after the break when Phil Nichols will join me for first half stats and more on the Golden Chick Halftime Show.
I guess every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
For sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like blue raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop.
Sonic at I-35 and Highway 33.
This is how you Sonic.
Welcome back. Golden Chick halftime show here in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Kevin Roach, Phil Nichols, Craig Flake, Casey Porter, Chris Evans with you. Blue Jays in the locker room with a 14-point lead, 20-6. And Phil, have you ever seen a more crazy ending to a first half as Blue Jays score 2 touchdowns in 23 seconds, both touchdowns defensive interceptions?
Yeah, I mean, I'm standing down by head football coach on the second one, and Marcellus Owens picks it off, starts heading back, and heard Coach Beebe, he says, heck, take it to the house. And I thought, yeah, well, that's pretty optimistic. Next thing I know, he did. Now, unfortunately, I found out what the penalty was for, Chris.
The celebration?
He ran, on Marcellus. He ran in the end zone. He saw 0 seconds. He set the ball down, took his helmet off, and ran on into the locker room.
Oh, a little bit. We got to kick the extra point.
That's right.
All right, Phil, appreciate that report. Blue Jays in the locker room 20-6. We'll kind of tell you how we got there. And, of course, our first half scoring summary brought to you by our good friends at the John Vance Motors Auto Group, where it's comfortable to buy a truck. It's all true. Piedmont, on their opening drive, got a 4-yard touchdown run by the running back Colby Matlock as they went 48 yards on 3 plays. And just like that, the extra point was no good. And just like that, Piedmont had a 6-0 lead. 57 only 57-second drive at the Blue Jays. First offensive drive was 3 and out. Guthrie on the scoreboard for the first time, and offensively on the ensuing drive as Jackson Waddell scored from 16 yards out on a run play. Jays went 47 yards on 8 plays, had a 7-6 lead, 3.5 minutes off the game clock. And right now, as you see on our screen, they're introducing the seniors, and we will have the Guthrie High School Marching Band. We'll let you watch them and hear their sights and sounds as soon as they are done with their senior announcements here. We might go to that as well here in a second, but let's continue on with the scoring summary here. Blue Jays with a 7-6 lead. That was the end of the first quarter score, too. And then with 23 seconds left in the first half, in the second quarter, Piedmont with a pass intercepted by Troy Branson. Troy, with no Wildcats in front of him and only open green grass, ran 41 yards into the end zone. Extra point was good. Guthrie had a 14-6 lead with 23 seconds left in the first half. Piedmont got the football, and we thought maybe a handoff or one, no more than 2, just to get to the locker room, and had the ball in around their own, 30, 35, something like that, maybe 40, and decided to throw the ball, and Marcellus had the easiest interception as the quarterback overshot his intended receiver. Marcellus was the only one who could come up with it, and he did. And then Marcellus made the first guy miss, got a big block by CJ, and then Marcellus' speed just increased, made a cut at the Piedmont 40. Then after he made that cut, it was open green grass again for him, and he scores on a 74-yard interception return with no time on the clock. Guthrie gets a penalty, and they have to back it up. The extra point was no good. So that's where we stand right now. 20-6 is the halftime lead. That has been your John Vance Motors scoring summary. Take a timeout. When we come back, we'll hear from the Guthrie High School Marching Band. We'll have first half stats as well as some scores from around the state of Oklahoma. Don't go away. Should be a good one. This is the Golden Chick Halftime Show.
These tenders have always been my number one. Crispy, tasty, crazy delicious. They rule.
Celebrate Golden Chick's golden anniversary with Golden Tenders. Pick up the $6 3-tender deal today. 3 crispy hand-battered tenders, fries or mashed potatoes, a hot roll, gravy or sauce, and a 20-ounce drink. All for just $6.
50 years. You rock, Golden Chick.
Golden Chick.
This is the Golden Chick Halftime Show.
John Vance Auto Group is proud to be a sponsor of Guthrie High School football. We're all about Guthrie and the people who live here.
It's all true started with looking at our competitors and watching some of this, what I call geeky advertising that is not true. Our it is true deal is the fact that when we tell you something, it's really true, everything we do. And the people that talk about us and the things that you're told by your neighbors, believe it, we do take care of our customers.
John Vance Auto Group.
Golden Chick Halftime Show rolls on here in Guthrie. It is Senior Night 2017. So glad to have you on board here tonight. Again, just tuning in, and we apologize for the difficulties on the radio side of things as the station having a hard time getting things going on their end, but we do have the YouTube feed working well, and glad you got us tuned in here on this Thursday night special edition. It is fall break for Guthrie Public Schools. So no school on Friday and no school on Monday. So the kiddos will be happy about that. Go over some scores in the state around the state of Oklahoma. If we can first start in 6A Division I, refresh the screen here, get fresh scores here. In Moore tonight, Edmond North leads 9th-ranked Moore Lions 21-13 at halftime. Also at halftime, PC North leads Mustang. Mustang now 3-4 on the year. Score there is 14-13. Norman is in Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow, 42-7 at halftime. Tulsa Union shutting out Southmore at halftime, 42-0. Southmore getting ready to go 0-8 on the year. No score between Owasso and Norman North. That's the big one in 6A football tonight. On the west side of the state, perhaps the top two teams in 6A Division I. Westmore shuts out Edmond Santa Fe in the first half, has a 33-0 halftime lead. Yukon is in Jinx. Jinx has a touchdown lead, 14-7. Move our way down to 6A Division II scores. In Lawton tonight, the Choctaw Yellow Jackets, fresh off a loss to Stillwater, trails it by a score of 17-14. Sand Springs is in Booker T, Washington. Booker T with a 26-0 lead. Stillwater in Enid tonight. Pioneers have a 5-point lead, 26-21. Bixby in Bartlesville. Bixby with a 9-point lead, 23-14. Deer Creek hosting Pump City West. Antlers 27, PC West 0. Another big game, perhaps the big one in 6A Division II, is Pump City getting shut out by Midwest City, 26-0. Midwest City. The Bombers, one of the favorites to get to the 6A Division II championship game. Ponca City is at Sapulpa. Sapulpa has a 2-touchdown lead, 21-7. And Bixby, mentioned earlier, has a 9-point lead over Ballsville, 23-14. Take a look at Class 5A scores, and we'll get ready to take a look at the Guthrie High School Marching Band. In Ardmore tonight, the Tigers shutting out Del City 13-0. McAllister is in Coweta. Coweta has a halftime lead of 10-0. Noble is in Durant. Duncan is at MacArthur. No scores reporting, I don't think, at this time. Carl Albert and Lawton Eisenhower are at halftime. Carl Albert Titans 42, Eisenhower 0. Altus shutting out Southeast at halftime, 34-0. Bishop Kelly Memorial playing, no score reporting there. Woodward in Guyman. Woodward 28, Guyman 0. Blue Jays' next two opponents. Woodward next week, Guyman to finish the regular season. And those are your Class 5A football scores. Take a time out here on the Golden Chick halftime show. When we come back, we'll hear and watch the sights and sounds of the Guthrie High School Marching Band. All that comes up after this timeout. This is the Golden Chick halftime show on Guthrie Radio Network.
When it comes to Guthrie Blue Jay Athletics, Hayes Funeral Home is a proud supporter from the first game all the way to the championship game. Along with many years of experience in funeral service, the Hayes family brings compassion and professional service during difficult times. Owners Chuck and Lynette Hayes take pride in providing families and their loved ones quality care. Chuck and Lynette have not only supported families in the Guthrie area for countless years, but have supported Guthrie student athletes succeeding on the playing field and in the classroom. Hayes Funeral Home is located on the corner of Noble and Wentz, or simply give them a call at 405-282-3100.
The Golden Chick halftime show rolls on with the John Vance Auto Group scoring summary after this.
I'm Mike Gundy, head football coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Respect of the opponent, spectators, coaches, and officials is necessary at all levels of athletics and activity programs. Your conduct is a direct reflection of you, your community, and your school. Sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Do the right thing.
Welcome back. Golden Chick halftime show. Chris Evans joined with Craig Fleck here. Blue Jays have a halftime lead of 20-6 as the final seniors being introduced here for the Guthrie High School Marching Band. We'll watch their performance here in just a second, but in the meantime, we'll go over some first half stats again. We can talk about how ugly the first half, but the decisions late in the second quarter is the difference in this ball game. Guthrie looked like it's going to have a 7-6 lead instead of a 26 lead.
Yeah, as you know, we were discussing that halfback screen too that Troy Branson took back. They had run it a couple times before, and both times it had been tipped. So they run it a third time, it gets tipped and taken back for a pick six, and they hadn't had any luck throwing it deep down the field. They called the timeout with 1 second left and throw it deep down the field. Another pick six. that's the difference, because right now you look at the numbers and Piedmont has dominated this game. Piedmont 195 total yards to Guthrie 74, averaging over 6 yards per play to about 2.5 for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays only 0 of 3 passing the football. That's not including the 2 sacks that the Blue Jays have as well. So they've attempted 5 passes, 2 sacks, and 3 incompletions.
One of those an interception.
Absolutely, an interception as well. You look at passing numbers for Piedmont, 92 yards through the air, 7 of 15 passing. But really it's been their short to intermediate passing with the quick hits that have really given them their passing yardage. Nothing really down the field, and obviously the screen game hasn't been very good either. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They got 103 yards rushing the football on 17 attempts. A little over 6 yards per carry. Blue Jays, all 74 offensive yards on the ground, about 3 yards per carry. Penalty yardage has also really bit Piedmont. They have 5 penalties for 45 yards. Blue Jays only 1 penalty for 5 yards. That was the offside for the Blue Jays on the kickoff, as we now go to the Guthrie High School marching.
And there you have the Guthrie High School marching band with their performance Unbroken, as you see there at midfield. Piedmont has made their way back onto the field. The Blue Jays have made their way back onto the field as well. We're going to get set for second half action. When we come back, it's our Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the second half. An update, medical update on our Mercy Health report as we get set for second half between Guthrie and Piedmont. Again, must-win game for the Blue Jays this week, next week, and the following week. Got to win 3 in a row to get into the playoffs. So far, so good. We'll talk about that after this timeout. This is the Golden Chick Halftime Show.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 in the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
The Golden Chick Halftime Show continues. Coming up next, we get you ready with the Eskridge Chevrolet keys to the second half, as well as the Mercy Health Report.
These tenders have always been my number one. Crispy, tasty, crazy delicious. They rule.
Celebrate Golden Chick's golden anniversary with Golden Tenders. Pick up the $6 3-tender deal today. 3 crispy hand-battered tenders, fries or mashed potatoes, a hot roll, gravy or sauce, and a 20-ounce drink. All for just $6.
50 years. You rock, Golden Chick.
Golden Chick.
Jelsma Stadium, historic downtown Guthrie. Kevin Roach, Phil Nichols, Craig Fleck, Casey Porter, Chris Evans with you here on the Golden Chick Halftime Show. You saw the little bitty guys there on the G. That was, of course, the Little Leaguers, 2nd grade through 6th grade. They'll be playing, I do believe, here at the Rock on Saturday as they finished the regular season with 4 straight home games. So that's good for them. A lot of travel to begin the season, but they will be on the road or at home for the next several weeks. So always good to see the up-and-coming Blue Jays having success. And I think it's the fourth graders. I think it's the fourth graders undefeated and off to a good season. So best of luck to all the Little League teams the rest of the way. And we're about set for second half action. And I'm not sure if Phil is there, so we'll just ask Craig your thoughts on your Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the second half. Important. Guthrie got to finish this one off.
Absolutely, as the Blue Jays definitely do need to go ahead and finish this one off. Keep control of the ball. Run the football. Run in this second half. Control the clock. Wear this down. Don't let Piedmont get back into this game. Don't give them opportunities. Go ahead, run the ball.
And Guthrie ran the ball a lot, Phil, in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, I think the keys to the game, we want Piedmont to keep throwing the ball.
Yeah, that's pretty well said there. That is your Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the second half. Blue Jays will kick off the second half. David Vargas approaches and kicks it right to left on your video screen. Bounces at the 20, inside the 10, picked up at the 5. And good job there of letting it roll out of bounds, or it had been trouble there, but it does roll out of bounds, so flag thrown, and Piedmont will have it at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he had a tremendous amount of momentum taken into the halftime locker room in that Guthrie black, and you would love in his first possession of the second half to continue with that.
Did you hear Phil's Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the second half?
Capitalize on the momentum.
Close. Keep allowing Piedmont to throw the football.
Yeah.
But I'd keep you updated.
Yeah.
First down and 10 from the 35.
Bridget back at the studio unsuccessfully.
Pistol formation, handoff on the right side. Couple yards, breaking a tackle actually across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Good shot there by Kevin Roach on the camera. 8-yard pickup for the Wildcats.
Piedmont has had success offensively. They just have not been able to finish off drives. They have 1 turnover on downs in the first half. They have 2 turnovers. And they have a missed extra point and a whole bunch of penalties that have stopped drives. So if they can just play mistake-free, they've shown they're capable.
Second down and 2 for the Wildcats. 1 receiver to the far side. They'll hand it off. Matlock, left tackle, across the 45 to the 46, and that's a first down for the Wildcats.
Piedmont has to be just simply sick to their stomach the way that first half ended. And the big part of that is, from a mental perspective, you've got to be able to overcome that and get back to work and mentally stay in the game and not get blown out here early, feeling sorry for yourselves the way that first half ended, and they have not. They got a first down here.
From the 46, again, running back spot, midfield. Guthrie 48, moving the pile to the 47, 46-yard line. Tough run there by Insminger, number 5, 5'9" senior.
And how good of a job has Marcellus Owens done on Jack Chester, the big receiver, number 4 for Piedmont. He's been on, you see him at the top of the screen right now. He's been in man-to-man coverage on him all night, and when you can take Chester away from this Piedmont offense, they have a hard time throwing the ball.
And off right side, and not much there, maybe to the line of scrimmage. Nice shot there. David Scott, mentioned his name several times here tonight, gets another tackle. Piedmont will now have a third down and 2 play, 10:26 and rolling to play here in the third quarter.
David Scott, one of those ultra-athletic defensive linemen. A lot of times, especially when you're talking about fullbacks, David is a better athlete than the guy he's trying to tackle, and you can't say that very often for defensive tackles, but he's one of those specially talented kids.
From the near hash mark, Wildcats need 2. Now they'll shift to the strong side, right side of the line of scrimmage. Run up the middle, first down and more, across the 40 to the 38-yard line. Needed 2. Wildcats get 8.
And this looks like the first drive of the game for them. And
yes,
like I said, this is about the time of the drive all night where they've either had a penalty or a turnover or something that they got on their own schedule with that got them off a schedule, and they have not been able to stay away from those type of mistakes. That's why they only have 6 points.
214 yards of offense. Left side, 35. Breaking tackles to the 31-yard line. 7-yard pickup on second down.
It does not feel like Guthrie has a 2-score lead right now, does it? I mean, it just feels like Piedmont's been able to run the ball 6 and 7 yards at a clip. Guthrie struggled on offense, but yet you look up and they do, because Guthrie has 2 pick sixes and another turnover. 3 turnovers in the first half will do it for you.
Second down and 3 from the 31, tied in on the left side, tied in on the right side. Insminger runs to the left and contact, breaks a couple tackles, has a first down, and Jays had him but didn't wrap up, and Insminger picks up 4 for the first down.
And they're not having to rely on their quarterback to do a whole lot, just hand it off in this possession, and that's good for them because they are inexperienced at that spot, not very explosive at the receiver position other than Jack Chester. So this is the type of offense they want to run. Now the question is, now that Guthrie can bring more in the box, single up Jack Chester, can they continue to move the football inside the scoring zone?
First down 10, handoff up the middle, back to the line of scrimmage, no pickup.
Piedmont's going to have to throw the ball some. If they're not going to be able to just run it 14 times to get in the end zone on a Kelly BB defense. Nobody's able to do that. You're going to have to be a little more balanced than what Piedmont has been to this point if they want to score touchdowns.
Piedmont 233 yards of offense tonight. Getting ready to run their 40th offensive play. Just 92 passing yards on 7 of 15 passing. Handoff left side and breaking a tackle, spin across the 25 to the 23. About a 4-yard pickup for Colby Matlock. Obviously 4 down territory here. Trenton Scannell on the tackle for the Jays.
You took the words right out of my mouth. You can run that play on 2nd and 10 because you know you do have 4 downs to get the first.
So 3rd down and 6 with 7:41 to play in the third quarter. Piedmont scored the game's first touchdown in the first quarter, but have not been able to put any points on the board since then. Handoff again, up the middle, breaking tackles 20 across the 15, all the way down to the 12-yard line.
No, that's just straight up the middle. Old-fashioned football, 2 fullbacks, little cross buck, counter buck if you want to call it, where your 2 fullbacks go to the right, you pull a guard, come back left, cross the linebacker reads up and run the ball right up the middle.
11-yard run. First down and 10 from the 12-yard line. It's going to run between the tackles up to the 5-yard line. Pickup of 7. Piedmont, very well done drive here. Can they capitalize? Remember, last time they got this close, they fumbled the football.
They did. They did.
Second down and 2. They'll run for it up the middle. Trying to get into the end zone. Close. Battling. Fighting.
Wow. Didn't get in.
Just shy.
And anything can happen from here. A penalty. Obviously a fumble. A bad snap. Anything like that.
So here we go. 3rd down. Or you got the first down. So 1st and goal for the Wildcats. Obviously they'll run it here 4 times. Matlock, pistol formation, gets the call. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but he's in anyway. Second effort gets him into the end zone. Piedmont's on the board for the 2nd time.
Boy, and that was a big answer drive. We talked about at halftime all the momentum Guthrie had, and Piedmont, you wondered if they were going to come out flat, feeling sorry for themselves. They obviously did not. They came out right, did not even throw one pass in that whole possession, ran it right down the field and scored.
20-12, here comes the extra point. First one never got past the line of scrimmage. And the Jays jump. Extra point was good, but whistles before that. It's going to be offsides on the Blue Jays. Surely Piedmont will decline this, and they will. 6:29 till halftime. Or excuse me, till the end of the third quarter.
And kicking extra points, the kicking game is an adventure for Piedmont, so nothing is automatic at any level when you're kicking the ball, but especially here tonight.
That one looked good. We'll see if he can do it twice in a row. Trying to make it a 20-13 game. Snap, hold, and difficulties again. Now the quarterback gets up and will not get a pass off. Fumbles the football. Guthrie gets it, and that's the end of the play there. 8-point lead for Guthrie, 20-12, 6:29 to play in the third quarter. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football on the Blue Jay Radio Network.
At Terra Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oakes, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by at 2403 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world.
If it has to do with cars, trucks, RVs, motorcycles, or boats, the Guthrie Tag Agency can do it all. Hello, friends. This is Chris Evans, the voice of the Guthrie Blue Jays, letting you know the Guthrie Tag Agency has a new, friendly staff that is trained and experienced and will help provide you with fast and accurate service. I know they help me with all my Pike Pass and car needs so I can follow the Blue Jays all over the state. Give them a call at 282-3873, open 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and located at 2105 South Division.
Piedmont Wildcats, 65-yard drive on 13 plays, and Phil, that's exactly what they needed coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, they had to do exactly that. Took a bunch of time off the clock, drove it right down our throats. I mean, that was just smash mouth, and we just got beat up on that drive.
Yeah, 5 minutes and 31 seconds off the clock, 13 plays, 65 yards, 1 yard touchdown run by Matlock, his second rushing touchdown of the night. Extra point was no good, so it remains a 20-12 ball game. Piedmont kicks off left to right, and the Blue Jays will return this. Isaac Lewis trying to get to the 30, back pedals a little bit, and now goes way backwards, and forward progress will make it around the 26-yard line, be first down and 10. For the Blue Jay offense, well, last time Piedmont marched down the field, Guthrie responded with a touchdown drive of their own. That all, of course, came in the first quarter. So we'll see what the Jays offense has in store here. Again, Blue Jays 74 yards of offense in the first half. Had 2 defensive scores, 1 offensive scores. They were 0 for 3 in the passing department, including 1 interception. But again, Guthrie had the halftime lead of 20-6. It's now 20-12.
The bad news, obviously, is that Piedmont went right down the field and scored it. But the good news is, if you remember in the first half, as the first play goes to Gavin over the left side, in the first half, after Piedmont scored after the first drive, yeah, that's perfect right there. That's a good-looking video feed, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But after that first drive, remember what that Blue Jay offense did? They came right back and responded and went right back down the field and scored in 8 plays. So that's what this Blue Jay offense is looking to do again to regain that momentum. And again, just like the first drive, Piedmont missed an extra point, so it's still at 8. So Piedmont is still well behind the 8 ball.
Good start there with Gavin with a 6-yard run. Second down and 4 for Blue Jays. Gavin Bryson will get the carry again on the right side, stacked up after a 2-yard pickup, and the oohs and ahs from the crowd. But nice hard run of about 3 yards, and the Jays will have a third down and a long 2.
Huge third down. If for no other reason, obviously field position, but momentum. Momentum is such a big factor in amateur athletics at any level, but especially in amateur athletics. Momentum is so big, and if Piedmont could get a 3 and out, get the ball back with decent field position, that would be gigantic momentum for them. And as a Blue Jay offense, still with an 8-point lead, you're just trying to kill time, kill possessions in this game.
Gavin had 11 carries in the first half. He has 2 so far in this carry. Jackson keeps it midfield, 45 to the 40, near sideline, 35-30, and brought down hard at the 25-yard line. About a 38-yard run. We'll add it up here in just a second for Jackson Waddell, averaging 50 yards per game rushing, and he got all that in a chunk almost.
He sure did, and kind of like, and I've said it 2 or 3 times, Jackson runs the ball quite a bit, but that was an element of surprise that got him the yardage on that play, and then speed, because everybody on that Piedmont defense was keyed in on Gavin Bryson, and Jackson Waddell did the Houdini and just pulled it out and ran for himself and had green acres ahead.
Jackson had 36 yards on 11 carries. That one right there, 36 by itself. Now Gavin over the left side. He'll get to the 20. So it's been mostly Jackson and Gavin running the football tonight for this Blue Jay offense. Again, not much happening in the passing game. I don't think that's going to change a whole lot here in the second half.
And the way that these
They're running
offenses
the ball.
run, man, if you can go to a 2-score lead to start the fourth quarter like this possession would do for you, if you could finish it off or close to, that's a huge factor.
Piedmont takes timeout. We'll do the same thing. 4:06 play in the third quarter. Guthrie 20, Piedmont 12. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
John Vance Auto Group is proud to be a sponsor of Guthrie High School football.
The John Vance Auto Group is 100% family owned. My children, Megan and Garrett, both participate in this ownership, as well as my nephew, Derek, who runs our Miami store. And I think we go about the whole golden rule. How do we want to be treated in these situations? We sell cars, but we are in the people business. Taking care of people is what it's all about. And it's a family tradition with each and every one of them, including myself.
John Vance Auto Group.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Second down to 5 for the Blue Jays, heading toward the rock. From the 20-yard line, ball's on the near hash mark. Pistol formation, hand off to Gavin. Trying to get to the left edge, has it a little bit. Ran out of bounds just shy of the 15-yard line. So it's a third down play upcoming. Third down and about a one-yard pickup Jays will need here to get the first down and move the chains here. In field goal range of David Vargas, 5 of 5 on the season.
Another third down and short for Guthrie. And that's exactly where this offense wants to be. The last third down and short, Waddell pulled it and ran for himself and got all those yards.
Two receivers to the far side. Jackson run on the left side and needed a yard. I think he just got enough what he needed. It's marked at the 15, and it's good enough for a Blue Jay first down. The chains will move. Clock will stop at the 3:58 mark. Jays trying to get a 2-score lead right now, up by 8.
Yeah, they didn't need a whole lot and didn't get a whole lot, but it doesn't matter. All they needed was a first down. And like we said, after the first drive of the game when Piedmont went right down and scored, the Guthrie offense came back and answered. That's exactly what they're doing again. Not only threatening to put points on the board, but killing time in the game and killing possessions, which is exactly what you want to do as a team in the lead.
Two tight end for the Jays option. Gavin Bryson from the 20 gets the line of scrimmage at the 15, driven out of bounds around the 13. Just a small pickup. Clock stops at the 3:33 mark. Again, Blue Jays got to win tonight. Got to win week 9 against Woodward in Woodward, and then week 10 in Guyman to qualify for the playoffs. And we think it'll be that fourth spot the Jays will get, and that will likely lead them to Ardmore, Oklahoma. Right now, Carl Everett, Light, and Eisenhower fighting for the number 1 spot in the district. It's all Carl Everett at halftime. It's 42-0.
Yeah, do we have
so now it comes down to Lawton, Eisenhower, and McGinnis for the 2-3 spot.
Yeah, do we have a score on that Ardmore Del City game? I'd be curious to see how that's going. I would imagine Ardmore has a lead by now.
13-0 last check. We'll refresh the screen here. Now 23-0. Ardmore on top of Del City at halftime. Blue Jays run up the middle, not much there. A couple yards, though. So another third down play upcoming. Guthrie needs the 5-yard line, so it's going to be close to about a third down, 6.5 yards to go.
Another thing that this style of offense has done is we see Marcellus Owens come on the field. If we can get a look at him as he comes onto the field, number 3 right there at receiver. One thing that this style of offense has done for Guthrie tonight is it's allowed Marcellus to not have to play a whole lot of offense, which has allowed him to stay fresh on the defensive side of the ball. And guess what he's had to do all night defensively? He's had to man up one-on-one on the big receiver, Jack Chester, and he has won that matchup.
Two backs. Jackson throws it up for Marcellus in the end zone. And it goes through the hands of Marcellus. Looked like there might have been a little bit of contact before
the ball got to Marcellus. By both of them. Now that puts you in a quandary since you did not get any yards. It'd be hard to get 6 on one play, so you bring out your field goal unit, try to take a 2-score lead.
Phil, you're right there in front of it.
That was good defense, guys. He did not. Ball hit Marcellus right in the hands. Kid made contact once it hit him in the hands, and he dropped it.
So David Vargas, who I don't want to jinx him, but I guess I've already said a couple times, 5 of 5 this year on field goal attempts, and this will be about a 28-yard field goal attempt. Snap down, the kick is up. It's plenty long enough. It goes over the rock, and it is good. Blue Jays with an 11-point lead, 23-12, 2:41 to play. Third quarter from Gelsma. Timeout. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
She's your mom, and you want to do your best. And at Golden Age Nursing Home and Ash Street Senior Living, we know just how difficult it is to make choices when it comes to your loved one's needs, and we can help. You'll find caring, supportive staff members and a full range of healthcare services. You'll also find a commitment to quality throughout all of our nursing home and healthcare agencies. Call Golden Age Nursing Home at 282-0144 or Ash Street Senior Living at 282-2000. You want to do your best, and so do we.
Sports, a powerful force in our society. Through sports, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes impacts the young people of our nation. Our ministry offers them faith, integrity, and values in the face of an often confusing world. What we all have in common is our love for Jesus Christ and our desire to share our faith with others. Because as long as there are sports, there will be a Fellowship of Christian Athletes. To learn more, call 1-800-289-0909 or visit fca.org.
David Vargas, 6 of 6 on field goals this year. Case gives the Jays 23-12 lead.
And the big part of that is it made it a 2-score game. So that was a big field goal. And now he kicks it into the end zone. And anytime that happens in high school football, even if they don't take a knee, it cannot be returned.
David has done that 6 times.
Yep,
that's
6
good.
for 6.
No, kicked it into the end zone
yes,
6 times this year.
But he is 6 for 6 on field goals.
Yes, extra homework this week for me. Blue Jays go 60 yards, 9 plays, capped off by David Vargas, 28-yard field goal. David now is 4 for 4 with field goals between 20 and 29 yards. He's 1 for 1 between 30 and 39 yards and 1 for 1 between 40 and 49 yards.
If you can get a stop on this possession and score, then you've started to tilt this game and probably put it away for good. So this is a huge possession for this Blue Jay defense.
See Piedmont runs on the left side, just up near the 24-yard line. Blue Jays took 3 minutes and 48 seconds off the game clock. And, of course, that scoring summary brought to you by the John Vance Motors Auto Group. It's all true.
You killed at least one extra possession Piedmont was hoping to have in this game, and you took a 2-score lead, and you regained momentum and field position. You did all that with that great drive offensively last time you had the ball.
2nd down 7. Wildcats try to run for it, and Blue Jays stop it. Nice defensive stop there, about a yard loss. As we get ready to go under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Glad to have you on board on the YouTube feed. And again, station difficulties back on their end. Everything's good on this side, just whatever it may be. Nothing we can control, nothing we can pout about. Just got to move on. And
move on. That video feed is big time, though, isn't it, Potter?
Absolutely. Looks good. Love our home game because we have a great internet connection here. So the road games are iffy at times. But at home, we have great internet. 3rd down and 7. Wildcats will throw for it. Danger time here as it's incomplete. The pass was intended for, is that number 3? Hard to tell there. I think that's number 3. Henry on the coverage for the Blue Jays was C.J. Ward. And here comes the punting team for the Wildcats.
And they just simply have not gone to Jack Chester. I think they don't like the matchup with Marcellus on him, and Marcellus, I think, just by his presence has taken Chester away from this offense.
Punter for the Wildcats back at his 10. CJ back at his 43. Line drive punt sends CJ toward his right. He goes out of bounds and into the Piedmont cheerleaders. And you look at Piedmont, Casey, as we have 1:25 to play in the third quarter. Football team has really struggled. They were in the playoffs a year ago after not qualifying for several years. Cross-country teams are good. The baseball team's good. The girls' basketball teams is in the state tournament almost every year. Boys have been up and down from the state tournament. Nothing real consistent. I mentioned great baseball team. Wrestling program has gotten better. Football is about the only one that hasn't been to the level that the other sports has as they continue to rise in numbers in 5A.
That mirrors Deer Creek, doesn't it? I mean, almost the exact same situation that Deer Creek is in, is because you don't have explosive players. You don't have explosive athletes. You don't have game changers. Deer Creek had a couple on a couple of different occasions that we saw.
1st down and 10. Get to that point here saying sorry, Casey, as Gavin runs it on the left side, trying to fight loose. And picks up 3 yards. And
how is that? Whoa, that's got to be a flag on Gavin.
I'm not sure how you not see that.
Wow. He just basically swung. is.
We're going to get a replay in our booth.
He did not get
here.
a flag for that. Wow.
We don't have replay yet on the broadcast. We'll work on that, but we do have it up here in the booth. And again, no flag thrown. So it's going to under a minute to play here in the third. Brings up second down, and we'll call it 7.
Yeah, here we go.
Looking at our replay here.
Yeah.
21. Didn't look like a full punch. I think his arm was grabbed. That's why. Hand off to Gavin, 45 midfield. Cuts it to the 45 and down at the 40-yard line. Gavin Bryson averaging 90 yards a game. Looks like he might go over that tally tonight, especially after that nice run there of 19 yards.
And you like to see that he kept his cool.
Yes.
And kept his composure and then got a big first down for this Blue Jay offense. And the team that wears down the fastest, we knew was going to be the team that was going to lose this game. And as you look at the hands on the hips, the body language for that Piedmont defense, they look like the defense that has worn down in this game.
Gavin now 19 carries, 88 yards, 4.6 per carry for the senior running back, playing his final game inside Gelsma Stadium. Jackson, little lead play on the right side, not much, and it'll be second down, and that will be the final play of the third quarter. Blue Jays with 11-point lead, 23-12, trying to hold on to a playoff dream. They got to play 12 more minutes to secure that. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football on Guthrie Radio.
Hey Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 and the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
Sonic has every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like blue raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop.
Sonic at I-35 and Highway 33.
This is how you Sonic.
We get set for fourth quarter action here in Gelsma Stadium, senior night. Blue Jays with 11-point lead, 23-12 over the Piedmont Wildcats. We have a few announcements going on to our left before we can resume action here in the fourth quarter. Again,
I don't think anybody sees it. I think they're getting ready to scrimmage this play with people on the field.
They are doing that, and Jackson throws it. First pass completed to Isaac Lewis across the 30, across the 25, and down at the 23-yard line. First down for the Blue Jays. Well, on the first completion of the night on the first play of the fourth quarter.
And when you run the ball and you fake a run, that play action, you bootleg back the other way. In essence, that's a little waggle play. It makes it so tough because those linebackers are playing run so tough that it's hard for them to get on to the flats or the safeties to cover those little out patterns like that. And Isaac Lewis caught it for a first down. This is a great drive. 2 great drives in a row for the Blue Jays.
Isaac with his 13th catch of the year, 16-yard pickup. First down and 10 from the 22. Lead play for Jackson across the 20, cuts it to the 15, down at the 13. 9-yard pickup for the junior quarterback. Guthrie taking time off the clock here, trying to go up 3 scores on top, 23-12. Minute gone by here in the fourth quarter. Jackson gives it to Gavin, and Gavin's going to hit behind the line of scrimmage. Tackled there by big 76, Joseph Allmauger, 6'4", 260 defensive lineman. Guthrie backed up to the the 16-yard line. Parker Rainey being substituted in here for 15 for the Blue Jays, Brody Hinkle.
A field goal only keeps it at a 2-score game.
Yeah.
So it would be huge for Piedmont if they could force Guthrie into just a field goal.
Piedmont has
third
shown.
down and 4. This is where Jackson's shown where he'll pull the ball out and run for himself.
Adams on the left, Gavin on the right for Jackson. Jackson wants to throw for it, slips and falls back at the 25-yard line.
I think that took you out of field goal range. 42 yards. Vargas has leg.
His season long is 44. And there is a little bit of a wind out there as well. And Phil, that wind was almost nothing at the beginning of the game. It looks like it's gusted up a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely blowing now. I think a field goal from here would be asking a lot.
Yeah, you see the trash blowing on the field right in front of you there.
Yeah.
So the Blue Jays will keep the offense on the field. 4th down, we'll call it 12.
Well, they sent a blitz last time. See if they blitz again.
Here they come. Jackson throws it up, looking for Marcellus in the end zone, one-on-one. And it's incomplete. And the Jays will turn it over on down. So Piedmont has a pulse here in the fourth quarter as they will take over with 9:16 to play in the ball game.
Normally 9:16 is plenty of time to score twice, right? But the way that this game's going, it just seems like that 9-point lead, or that 11-point lead, I should say, seems like about a 25-point lead, the way that this game's been played.
Last time Piedmont scored, it took them over 5.5 minutes to do it.
And if they're going to throw it to Chester deep, I think they need to do it on first down when Guthrie is not blitzing.
Chester's in the slot there at the top of your screen. Big number 4, 6'4". He's in the slot. There's 3 receivers in the formation. One back set. Morris takes the snap, hands it off on the right side, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. 25, Dane Jenkins with the tackle. No pickup, 2nd down and 10.
They have stuck to their guns, running the ball on first down. No doubt about it, and they have Chester to the wide side as the inside slot. And they do that, 1, to get a better matchup. Marcellus Owens is not on him. And 2, so that safety can't play bump and run with him. He gets a good release off the line of scrimmage.
2 back set. Wildcats throw for it. Slot. It's intercepted. Intercepted at the 42 to the 30. 25. That's Hector Gooseby. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. The 3rd interception returned to the house for the Blue Jays. Chester, the receiver, never saw it coming.
He never looked back. Chester was never looking for the football. He was running a route down the field and never looked back for the ball. I have absolutely no earthly idea what he was doing. Wow. Amazing.
Unofficially 34 yards. We'll see it right here, and it's about 39 yards. 39-yard interception return for the Blue Jays. Hector Gooseby with this one. The extra point for Vargas is good. Blue Jays increase the lead now. Should be 30, 30-12. Timeout from Jelsma. 8:35 left in this one. You're listening to Blue Jay Football on the Blue Jays Sports Network.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Looking to go inside Blue Jay Athletics? Log on to GuthrieSportsPage.com and get all the information on all the Blue Jay events. GuthrieSportsPage.com is your source for all Blue Jay information. Visit the ever-growing SoundCloud page and listen to pre- and post-game interviews, player spotlights, and complete game recaps. GuthrieSportsPage.com provides a link to listen to the Blue Jays streaming live over the World Wide Web and has pre- and post-game stories for your reading enjoyment. GuthrieSportsPage.com, your source for all Blue Jay information.
Blue Jays with 5 scores on the night. We'll get to that in a second. David Vargas sky kick. Bounces at the 23. And Piedmont has it at the 28. And Piedmont will have it at the 30-yard line. Guthrie has scored 5 times tonight, Casey. 1 offensively, 3 interception touchdowns, and then David Vargas PAT.
And that's why you play it so conservatively from the offensive side. As you know, you can play such good defense. You try to win it from the defensive side of the ball, and Guthrie has squarely done that.
39 interception return for Hector Gooseby. 39 yards out. That's your John Vance Motor scoring summary. Your latest, provided by the defense. 30-12 your score. 3 receivers set for the Wildcats. 2 men in the backfield for quarterback Morris. Takes the shotgun snap. Rolls to his right. Pressure. Sacked at the 25-yard line. Tripped on his own lineman, but Dane Jenkins, I think, will be credited with the sack.
And when you only have 2 men in your route, we see 4 and then 25, the only 2 guys that went out for route, you're able to blanket Chester with both a safety, well, actually 2 safeties on that play, and bracket them and double cover them and get them shut down.
Two receivers to the far side, 1 receiver to the near side. Chester in the far slot. You see in your screen. Handoff.
Watch out.
30, 35, 40, 45. Midfield cuts it to the 40. Finally brought down after a big run for the Wildcats. Hector Gooseby on the tackle. 25 plus 10 is 35, 36-yard carry for the Wildcats. Wildcats got to score and score pretty quick here. Clock rolling, 7:45, 7:44. 3 receivers. Morris wants it all, goes downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for the big guy, Chester, Jack Chester.
A little bit of jockeying going on. CJ had a hold of the jersey just a touch, but not really enough to impede the forward progress of the receiver for Piedmont. So no harm, no foul. And now it's 2nd and 10, and Piedmont is still in desperation mode, no doubt about it.
Down 3 scores, including if they made 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points. And here we go. Wildcats, man's wide open. And it's caught. 20, 15, 10. Poorly read there by the defense. And Piedmont will take advantage of that. And they'll move the chains. 7:29 out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, just a wheel route. Those wheel routes are very difficult to cover as a defense because it switches zones, and a lot of times you end up with 2 men in the same zone, and one guy's trying to cover 2 and one guy has none, and it ends up being a disaster, kind of like that play ended up being. So that's just a good call.
Ball's at the 16, 1st down and 10, 3 receivers. Morris looking for Chester. Almost intercepted inside the 5. CJ Ward was trying to become the 4th Blue Jay to pick up an interception. If he picks that interception, he's probably the fastest Blue Jay on the field and would have scampered in for about a 95-yard touchdown, but it falls to the ground incomplete. Piedmont lives to see another day. 2nd down and 10.
And Phil, after seeing those awesome receivers, Lott and Ike, and how they fought for the ball for the Eagles a week ago, these Piedmont receivers don't fight for the ball quite as much as we saw last week, do they?
2nd down and 10. 2-back set from the 16-yard line. Boot action. And intercepted again at the 15.
Here
to
we
the
go.
30, 35, 40, 45 midfield. No one in front of him. 20, 10, touchdown. And a flag thrown. 4th interception of the night for the Blue Jays. Kel Kaufman with the interception. We'll see if it stands. The flag came in behind the play as Kaufman has the interception. Not sure what it's going to be.
Love that song, partner.
Guthrie pointed in the direction of Piedmont. Guthrie's lining up for the extra point. We have not seen a call yet from referee Leland Searcy. We're all in suspense. I think the players know. We don't know. Okay, it's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty on Piedmont.
They talk a lot. That was even, kind of part of the pregame as far as the way the kids were talking as how Piedmont liked to jaw quite a bit.
Let's go downstairs with Phil.
Guys, I've watched a lot of Blue Jay football. I don't ever remember 4 pick sixes in one ball game.
Unbelievable.
4 pick sixes, and that's it.
You know, teams can't overcome 4 turnovers to begin with. You darn sure can't overcome 4 pick sixes.
It's not like they're 10-yard returns either.
No.
Extra point. The flag thrown back. Back of the end zone by the back judge. Substitute against infraction against Piedmont. Surely you would decline this and keep the field goal there. Right now, 36-12. PAT upcoming. The Jays will decline it. Jackson Waddell, the holder. David Vargas, the kicker. 7:10 left in the ball game. Guthrie 36-12, trying to add to it here. Snap, hold, kick, line drive. Ugh, it's in there though.
Yeah.
37-12. Timeout from Guthrie. Good guys in the lead. This is Blue Jay football on the Blue Jay Sports Network.
She's your mom, and you want to do your best. And at Golden Age Nursing Home and Ash Street Senior Living, we know just how difficult it is to make choices when it comes to your loved one's needs, and we can help. You'll find caring, supportive staff members and a full range of healthcare services. You'll also find a commitment to quality throughout all of our nursing home and healthcare agencies. Call Golden Age Nursing Home at 282-0144 or Ash Street Senior Living at 282-2000. You want to do your best, and so do we.
For decades, Guthrie Athletics has been a source of pride in the Guthrie community. Hi, I'm Merritt Roberts, and I've been a Blue Jay supporter and Farm Bureau agent for many, many years.
I want to wish all the Guthrie student athletes not only a great season on the field, course, track, or court, but in the classroom as well. If integrity, honesty, and accessibility are important to you, call Farm Bureau at 620-4920 and ask for Merritt. I would welcome the opportunity to give you a professional evaluation of your insurance needs, or simply stop by and let's talk about the Jays.
Well, Casey, we thought the defense was going to have to play a pretty big game in this, big role in this game, and 4 interceptions to the house.
Yes. Like I said, no team can overcome 4 turnovers, and you darn sure can't overcome 4 pick 6 turnovers. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Cale Coffenfield with his first Blue Jay touchdown, 90-yard interception return.
That's not a bad first one, huh?
Sophomore. Get more and more playing time as the year moves along. After the penalty, Guthrie will kick from the Piedmont 45-yard line. Vargas shoots in this one near the fire station. This one easily goes into the end zone. It'll be first down and 10 for the Wildcats. 37-12, Blue Jays in the lead, trying to melt off the final 7-10. And bad thing about Piedmont is they got to continue to throw the football.
Yeah, if they want to, unless they just want to tuck it in and go home for the evening and just call it a night.
Yeah.
But if you want to continue to, of course, you're down 25 points. That's 4 scores. 7 minutes to go. That's not feasible for any kind of offense, even in an air raid up-tempo type deal. But certain way they've run it, not feasible.
You look at the offense, Casey. Piedmont has 317 yards of offense. Guthrie 170.
Yeah, they just have not been able to get out of their own way, and they can't throw the ball well enough to really put any pressure. If you're here, it's going to be a pass interference call, but
good call too.
And you run the ball well like that, but then you need to capitalize off of it with play action and throwing it deep, and they have not been able to do that. Yeah, it's a complete loss.
You were talking left field.
No.
You were talking right field.
I was talking left field. Yeah, this right here is a complete loss. That's a hole over there.
Right.
They're both going to be a
left
complete
field.
loss.
Yeah. We're looking at the baseball field and where all the fans are playing, and it looks like a big old dirt pile out there in the grass.
Unfortunate.
First down and 10. Piedmont will have it at the 35-yard line. 3 receiver set. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. Morris rolls to his right, plants the feet, throws it. Caught at the 48, midfield, 45, 40, 35, cuts it to the near side. 30, 25, 20. Finally pushed out of bounds. Of course, that play was set up after the pass interference by the Blue Jays, and it's out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So that's a 50-yard pickup for the Wildcats. 367 yards of offense now for Piedmont.
Kind of unbelievable that they let kids tear up something like that. It's a playing surface. I know it's not the football playing surface, but that's, I don't know.
6:53 left in the ballgame. From the 15, Morris into the end zone and nowhere near. Cale Coffin, the closest Blue Jay, but no one really had a shot at that one. The closest Wildcat receiver was Henry. Campbell Leach hit on the quarterback after he threw it. Clean play. 2nd down and 10 for Piedmont. Blue Jays playing their final home game this season. Woodward is the trip up next. Lawton last week, Woodward next week, Guyman the week after. 2nd down and 10 from the 15. Morris hands off left side. 10-5, pushed out of bounds in around the 3-yard line. So it will be 1st and go for the Wildcats. They got to score and make a decision to kick it deep or go on the onside kick.
Yeah, they're going to have to onside just about every time. They're completely out of time. You see, they're capable. They have athletes that are capable. Guthrie's just played well on the defensive side of the ball.
Ball's on the near hash mark. Piedmont try to run with this one. Insminger on the right side. Did he get in? Did not. Gets to the 2-yard line, about a 1-yard pickup. 2nd down and goal. Piedmont will substitute 4 in. Stay tuned after the ball game. Terra Insure Group post-game show. Have our post-game interviews as well as our FCA player of the game. I would think our player of the game is somewhere on the defensive side of the ball.
It's got to be on the defensive side of the ball with 4 pick sixes, right?
Handoff right side, and the Wildcats are into the end zone. 37-18, PAT upcoming.
Well, when they don't get in their own way, they have talent on the offensive side of the ball. And they're very physical in the way they run it. Go for 2 here, try to make it a 17-point game, which would be 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Yeah, going for 2 here, obviously. Morris will throw for it. And it's no good. So the score sticks at 37-18. Troy Branson on the coverage. Troy having a great night here tonight. We're caught up on breaks, so I think we're going to finish it the rest of the way here, commercial free. There is a penalty marker, as you see on your screen, at the goal line, and that's against Guthrie. The Wildcats will have another shot at it. I don't think I've seen the official give the...
Guthrie's jogging off, so
dead
maybe
ball.
An illegal pick.
Dead ball, possibly.
Either that or one of those pick routes.
They're all talking about it. What do you got, Leland? Talk to me. Unsportsmanlike. Guthrie.
Yeah.
Dead ball, though, I think.
Both sides.
Oh, both sides.
Yeah.
So you offset that?
Yep.
So again, we will keep it here. John Poe takes care of the grounds here at Guthrie. He was here up to about 5 o'clock today. There's a couple of instruments they used to stripe the field. The painter, the painting machines both went down and had to repair those. And that G, as you see right there, did not get done until about 3:30. Actually, about 4 o'clock, as Piedmont showed up at 4 o'clock today. And he was just finishing up the G there, but it looks good here for the final game of the year. And for the most part, the field stayed green all season long.
It did.
Scoring for the Piedmont Wildcats, and for the 3rd rushing time tonight is Matlock, this time from 2 yards out. Wildcats go 80 yards on 6 plays, took exactly 1 minute off the clock, so they struck pretty quick. 2-point conversion was no good, so it's 37-18. Obviously, it was not offsetting, and now Piedmont will set up, no doubt, of an onside kick here. Of course, that scoring summary brought to you by John Vance Motors. Onside kick looks like it's going to the top of your screen. And Guthrie calls a timeout as they saw that. So Coach Merrick Michoud, special teams coach, will talk to his men in black.
I assure you he knows what to do.
Yeah,
He's done it a time or two. He always comes up with the right answer. This has been a good game for this Blue Jay team, the type of game they needed.
Yeah.
Piedmont's capable.
Coach
got to
Michoud
go on the road and win next week.
Yeah, Woodward has struggled as of late, too.
I think you could probably still lose next week and make it in based on points, but it would not be in your own hands at that point because everybody would have beaten everybody for that 4th spot. Correct?
Yeah, Woodward still has a heartbeat of a chance. Now, Woodward and Piedmont, I think, still both have to play Carl Alberts, so Guthrie's got the hard part behind them. Scoring updates in Class 5A football, Ardmore leads Dell City 30-13. Altus all over Southeast tonight, 48-14. Carl Albert beat Lawton Eisenhower tonight, 49-0. McAllister goes 0-8. Coweta beats them 24-7. And Guthrie's opponent next week, Woodward, defeats Guyman tonight, 42-7.
This is an interesting look. I've never seen this. I have no idea what's getting ready to happen.
Yeah, you look at the ball.
It's like there's a center.
It's
a
a
snap
center.
the ball.
He's, I guess, trying to decide where to put the ball at. Looked at the defense, trying to decide where to put the ball at. Better hurry. He's got 12 seconds on the play clock. Down to 10.
Just put it in the ground. You can't get it to stick.
5 seconds. Piedmont's going to have to call a timeout. Oh, they reset the play clock. All right, here we go. Looks like it's coming to the near side now. And it falls off the tee.
Does he have a tee?
Maybe that's why they reset the play clock, because it fell off. There is a tee out there. There you go, Casey. You asked, there you shall receive.
There you go. Nice.
Kevin Roach said, are you blind?
First class, Roach, first class.
Okay, I think here we go. Needs to go 10 yards. It's a good one. It's fielded by Marcellus at the 35.
Wow.
Midfield, 40. Near sideline, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Marcellus Owens, his second touchdown of the night, and yet another odd score for the Blue Jays.
The 5th one.
On an onside kick this time.
Wow. What an evening. What an evening this Blue Jay team has had. Non-offensive scoring has been the theme to this game. Unbelievable. Marcellus Owens gets the onside kick, takes her to the house. Marcellus Owens has had a tremendous evening.
Yes, he has. 2 touchdowns. Extra point by David Vargas. He is good. Again, we're good on timeouts. I don't know. We must have smoked through them in the third quarter.
We must have. You wouldn't have thought we would have the way that this game plays. There's still 6 minutes to go.
Yeah.
It seems like this game's almost over, doesn't it?
44-18 is your new score. So the Blue Jays have had 4 defensive touchdowns, a special team score, and 1 offensive score. No, excuse me, 2 special team scores.
When you score 35 non-offensive points, you're in for a pretty good evening.
Actually, 6 points, so really 38 points outside your offense. Phil Nichols.
I heard your recommendation. Unfortunately, that player's already been selected for you.
Oh, our FCA player of the game?
That's correct.
All right, well, stay tuned. We'll have that in our Terra Insure Group post-game show. You scared me, Phil. As Blue Jays look like not only they're going to get the win tonight, Casey, and this is the only drama left in this one. You want to make sure you win by 15 or more to get your district points. Right now, Jays have a 26-point lead.
Mm-hmm.
End of the third quarter, last report, about 17 minutes ago. Thunder had a 20-point lead over New York, 79-59. Of course, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony playing for the first time in a regular season game, and Carmelo playing his former team tonight in OKC. 44-18 is your score here in Guthrie. David Vargas kicks this one off. Short kick, fair catch, called for, dropped and picked up at the 19-yard line. So Wildcats have a first down and 10. Piedmont appears they will have their 2-game win streak come to an end. Wins over Northwest Classen, Guyman, Woodward. Lost to Ike, losing to Guthrie. Blue Jays have already got the 2 big ones out of the way. Well, if you look at the district standings, got the 3 big ones out of the way. Carl Everett, McGinnis, and Ike. Last 3 games very winnable. So Piedmont back onto the field. 26-point lead, 44-18. Wildcats, again, have struggled offensively in the passing game. They have 382 yards of offense, though. Guthrie only 170 yards of offense. Morris rose to his right, trying to avoid a sack. He does for the moment and throws it away to no receiver in the area. There's not a receiver within 20 yards.
Nope.
And there's the flag.
Good intentional grounding, and this is a game that Piedmont, obviously they felt like they had a chance to win coming in. They did. They're very certainly talented enough, but Guthrie has forced them into way too many mistakes.
Piedmont 9 of 23 passing for 165 yards. Of course, 4 interceptions, not only 4 interceptions, but all 4 interceptions returned for touchdowns. Kelly's BB defenses over the years, dating back to 2004, have done a lot of things. Never done this.
4 pick sixes. Oh, man. That's just what the doctor ordered, isn't it?
Sure was. So the penalty will back it up. First down and 18 from the 11-yard line. 3 receiver set. Handoff. Not much. Fall break.
It's here.
Is here. Yeah.
The new age Monday fall break.
Yeah, and there's a calendar committee for Guthrie Public Schools that I don't know if I'd want that job, but
yeah,
they get together several times throughout the year and decide to give the kids on Thursday, play the football game on Thursday, give the kids, not just the football players. There's another interception by Marcellus at the 22. This one's going to go back to the house. The 5th interception returned for a touchdown tonight. Wow. 3rd touchdown of the night for Marcellus.
I'll say it for you, partner.
Unbelievable.
Strike out the band. Wow. What a night. Piedmont needs to throw the towel in and call it good.
Yeah, they did. The forward pass should be a penalty for Piedmont now. 50-18, PAT upcoming. Extra point is up and good. David Vargas increases that Blue Jay lead now up to 33 points. That one was not the fault of the quarterback, Morris, as it was out of the hands of the intended receiver. Trying to get our replay to see exactly where Marcellus got that interception. Fast forward here on our YouTube feed. Cool thing about YouTube is you can rewind it.
Yeah.
Come back to it. Right at the 25-yard line. So a 25-yard interception return for Marcellus Owens. The 5th interception and the 5th interception return.
Unbelievable.
1 offensive score of the night for the Jays. That came in the first quarter.
You can play conservative when you get 5 pick sixes. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Much like 5 interceptions in a game.
Wow. And then you remember they had the fumble too, so 6 turnovers total.
Mm-hmm.
Piedmont's got to be thinking, what if? And then you had the incredible decisions to the decision to try to score with 1 second to go 75 yards from the end zone. Just, wow.
David Vargas the kick. This one will be returnable from the from the 19-yard line. Chester, 30, 35, and down at the 40-yard line. First down 10 upcoming for Piedmont. The cool thing about being a teacher and a student and a player is you don't have to go to school tomorrow with fall break.
Correct. And you stayed in the same routine going to school the day of a game.
Yes.
It was always awkward being out and then coming back for the game that night. So from that perspective, I think that the Friday, Monday fall break makes some sense. I think I'd go ahead and eliminate that Monday, though, and put that somewhere else.
First down 10, 45-yard line to the 47, 7-yard pickup. Clock hits 5 is the play in this one.
Take that Monday of fall break and put it on Thanksgiving or Christmas or somewhere else.
Second down 3. You just want to use it maybe for a snow day?
Correct.
Stay tuned. Terra Insure Group post-game show. Got a great YouTube crowd on hand tonight. Of course, these games are archived as soon as we sign off.
Yes, sir. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Blue Jays wanting to watch this game.
Go back and watch all these interceptions returned. Third down and 2 for the Wildcats. They'll try the right side. This running back here, as you see, he's got 3 touchdowns tonight and has a first down on this carry. Camera makes the field look good.
It does.
As far as the grass surface. I mean, it looks good in person, too, for being third week in October.
It helps to have a coordinator on the duties, a video coordinator.
Phil Nichols. So, hold on, I got to hit your button there. There you go.
Oh, I've been muted. Just had a nice visit with a couple of 07 players, one Kai Staley and Kent McDonald down here on the sideline. I asked both those boys, both played college football, if you've ever seen anything like tonight, and Kai said, no way. He also said that the defensive back coach deserved a pay raise. It happens to be their best friend, Michael Harmon. So I think they might be jockeying to help their buddy out a little bit.
Former teammate of the 07 state championship team. By the way,
most teams won't get 5 pick sixes
all year.
Yeah, well, even in a 4-year, I mean.
David Scott with the tackle there.
Piedmont's just keeping the ball on the ground now, trying to get this game over. And I think that's probably a pretty smart move on their end.
They got my vote.
Yes, they do.
3:27, 3:26 on the game clock. Bootleg. Watch out. Best play for Guthrie. It's an incomplete pass.
Whew, that's a victory for
yeah,
Piedmont.
that's a success. Well, now the Blue Jays are like, what? Gooseby's throwing his hands up. Oh, I can't believe I didn't intercept it. Our defense has more catches than our offense.
It's amazing from one week to next, amateur athletics, isn't it? The difference in performances.
Mm-hmm.
Last week was so disappointing. This week it's so exciting to see.
Guthrie will finish the home portion of the schedule 3-2 this year on Gelsma Stadium. Snap hops up to the punter, but does a great job of getting this one. It bounces inside the 10 and will be, oh wow, the round of the ball stays out of the end zone down at the 1-yard line. 3:11 left in this one. Again, Terra Insure Group post-game show, our FCA player of the game. There's a lot of candidates out there.
Guthrie would do good to get 1 first down.
Yeah, it should be.
Get 1 first down, then kill the clock. That would be a pretty good game plan.
We'll have an interview with head coach Kelly Beebe. Temperatures dipping around mid-60s. Game time temperature. Kickoff was at 72.
Beautiful evening for football. It could not be any nicer.
From the end zone, first down and 10. Jackson will just lean over it, gets plenty of yards on first down. And the Oklahoma City Thunder win tonight on 105-84 over the New York Knicks. Paul George, 28 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist in his Thunder debut. Thunder on pace to go 82-0 this year. The Golden State Warriors on pace to go 0-82 if you're counting at home in the standings. 6-yard pickup for Jackson Waddell. Was that Jackson in there? Yeah, it's still Jackson. Okay. Jays taking their time with 10 seconds on the play clock. From the 7-yard line, second down 4. Handoff and negative yards here. Tackle behind the 5, closer to the 3, loss of 4. So back to a second down, 7 play. Justin Adams on the carry, 2:19 to play ball game. Guthrie looks like they're going to finish under 200 yards of total offense tonight.
Didn't have to have it. When you play defense the way that they did, you don't have to have anything from your offense other than just don't lose the game for your team like Piedmont's offense did for them.
402 yards of offense for Piedmont, 176 for Guthrie. 5 seconds on the play clock. Guthrie going to call a timeout or just let it go back? Yeah, they do call a timeout. Phil Nichols getting all the equipment ready for our Terra Insure Group post-game show. John Poe, possibly player of the game with the field looking as good as it is. Go down to our colleague down on the field, Phil.
Chris, we've talked on a vote down here. I need you, Casey, and Flecky's vote for player of the game.
Well, I guess that is the only drama left.
Yep. A lot of candidates tonight, Chris.
A lot of candidates. Can we bail or can we sometimes we go offensive line, like the entire offensive line. Can we just say the entire Blue Jay secondary? With
is that the easy way out?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Phil, this is what post-game production means, are not on the air.
I think I have a good selection.
You know what? We all trust Phil, right?
Yes.
So let's talk to him just make sure he got the right one. You know what, Phil? We'll let you carry that torch. False start on the offense upcoming. Third down and looks like it's going to be 9.5 yards after they take a half step back toward the goal line. The band played on tonight, Phil.
They did a fine job. Could be the band. The band could be the MVP.
Yes.
Had an outstanding night. Cheerleaders did well. Rob Hudson, statistician, had a great night.
Well, he's solid week in and week out.
Week in, he's dependable.
Honorable Rod.
I was thinking about giving it to the quarterback of Piedmont, but that's a whole other story.
3rd down and 8. Moving on. We kept this microphone on a little too long there. Jackson trying to roll out. Does get a little bit of breathing room here as it will bring up 4th down, and David Vargas and the punting crew will come on to the field. I think.
Yeah.
Guthrie probably would call a timeout. Oh, here they come.
We're done with that for the evening.
Yeah.
I fought it long enough.
Yeah, you fought it the entire game and gave you something to do.
Yeah.
You got to touch stuff all night long. The band mics is giving out on us a little bit. Play clock expired. I don't think you can back them up any further than they can. Guthrie students just got upset because there's no 5th quarter tonight due to fall break. And half the stands just got up because there's no 5th quarter. And I think Guthrie just took a safety. David Vargas runs back of the end zone to avoid no harm there. Again, your 15 district points are in line. So it makes the score now 51-20 with 52 seconds left here. Jays will kick this one away, and maybe Piedmont will run it out for us. Feels late, 9:40.
It does. This game has felt long.
71 points have been scored, and let's see, number of offensive snaps, 69 for Piedmont, 48 for Guthrie, 77, so that's 137 snaps between the two clubs. Blue Jays 5 penalties, Piedmont 7 penalties. Story of the game though, Piedmont 6 turnovers, Guthrie with just the 1 turnover.
And it's not just the 6 turnovers, it's the kind of turnovers they've been. One of them stopped a drive, so that's points taken off the board for the Piedmont offense. And then 5 others the other 5 went directly into the end zone for Guthrie.
30 points on interceptions.
And if Piedmont goes and scores on their 1 fumble, then you could say there's 37 points scored off of turnovers this evening.
Punt, or free kick, you should say, is at the 45, and there's 48 seconds left in this one.
You know what everybody needs to do now is stay on this side of the 30-yard line for the rest of the evening. 30 is right where that center field fence goes.
So 30 points by the defense. Special teams had a 6-point touchdown, a 3 field goal, 9. How many extra points have been made tonight? All extra points have been good, so he did miss one field goal after the penalty, yeah. So we scored 7 touchdowns tonight.
5 interception returns, a kickoff return.
Trying to add up the points.
I know who does know. Ask the crack statistician.
I'm trying to break down the final scores from defense, special teams, and offense. We'll get to that here in a second. We got about 24 seconds, maybe one final snap here before we get into our TIG post-game show.
Who does OU play this week? K-State?
K-State in Manhattan, 3 o'clock. First down, clock stops for 16 seconds at the Guthrie 45.
How many drop rains we got this evening?
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. 151. We think the final play of the ball game. Handoff, jump into the outside across the 40. And indeed, that will be the final play. Blue Jays here tonight, win it by a final score, 51-20, and the Blue Jays playoff hopes stay alive.
They do. This was a game that this Blue Jay program desperately needed, especially after last week. It kept you from having more than likely a losing season. More than likely it's put you in the playoffs again. So there was a lot to gain out of winning tonight, and the Blue Jays are going to gain all of it because they went out and earned it.
Blue Jays get their 3rd win of the season. They're 3-5, but the playoff dream stays intact. 1 down, 2 to go. Take a timeout. When we come back, it's the Terra Insure Group post-game show. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football on the Blue Jay Sports Network.
These tenders have always been my number 1. Crispy, tasty, crazy delicious. They rule.
Celebrate Golden Chick's golden anniversary with Golden Tenders. Pick up the $6 3-tender deal today. 3 crispy hand-battered tenders, fries or mashed potatoes, a hot roll, gravy or sauce, and a 20-ounce drink. All for just $6.
50 years. You rock, Golden Chick.
Golden Chick.
Coming up next, it's the Terra Insure Group postgame show featuring stats, highlights, plays of the game, on-field interviews, and the player of the game.
F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out F&M Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
Jelsma Stadium here in the heart of downtown Guthrie. Glad to have you on board here on the Blue Jay Sports Network. Alongside Kevin Roach, Phil Nichols, Craig Fleck, Casey Porter, I'm Chris Evans. Blue Jays tonight take down the Piedmont Wildcats. Final score 51-20. 30 defensive points.
Yep.
6 offensive points.
36.
15 special teams points.
51.
Piedmont Wildcats 6 turnovers, 5 interceptions. All 5 interceptions go for touchdowns tonight for the Blue Jays. Now they quickly shift their focus to the Woodward Boomers, who won big tonight in Guyman. Blue Jays will be favorites. Got to go into Woodward, though. Got to go to Western Oklahoma.
Woodward is not as good of a team as Piedmont from an athletic perspective. Run a similar type offense. A little bit of wing tee, a little bit of smash mouth power football.
And there you see the Blue Jays. A happy group tonight. Of course, it's senior night. Seniors playing their final game as they will take off the jerseys one final time here inside Jelsma. So here we go. Let's just dive right into it here on our Terra Insure Group post-game show. And we left Phil Nichols in charge of whatever needed to happen for our FCA Player of the Game. So this is what you're going to get here. This is our on-field interviews. All of our interviews, of course, brought to you by the John Vance Auto Group. They've been doing it all season long, and here we go. We are going to talk to Phil and his friends. Phil, I don't know if you're going to do a surprise. You're the player of the game. You're the player of the game. You're the player of the game.
Yeah.
But we're going to send it to you.
Well, guys, when you have 5 picks, 6 one night, fumble recoveries, really a dominating performance by a defense. The only right thing to do is to give the player of the game to the entire defense, I think. So the player of the game tonight is our defensive squad. I asked them who they wanted to talk. We got some shy ones. We got some not so shy ones. So come here, Gooseby. So right up there, Coach Porter. Guys, Coach Porter's going to ask you a few questions. Casey, take it away.
Ah, boy, huge victory tonight. You knew Piedmont was going to be very physical. You know, you've seen a lot of speed to this point in the season. You haven't seen a team as physical as Piedmont. You guys answered the bell from that perspective, didn't you?
Yeah, we just practiced all week. Defense, David Scott, Cody Hickman, Cale Kaufman, my little brother Hector Gooseby, Doolittle, Dane Sr., give me a high five. Hey, Trent and Campbell. Everybody that rotated in, Kay Whitfield, everybody. Hey, David said follow him at, go ahead.
David Scott at 35.
Okay, so we just practice hard every day, practice physical. We're just a good defense, man. That's it.
Hey, I would certainly think when the quarterback goes back to throw, everybody was licking their chops trying to get an interception tonight. I think it's just that mentality. After the first 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, I think everyone was trying to get in on the action.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, all we needed was like a corner to get one and a defensive tackle to get one. That's it.
Nose guard, right behind you, Trenton Scannell, yeah.
Yeah, we just needed. If Trenton Scannell got one, I wouldn't went crazy.
Hey guys, I got a question. I think Little Gooseby got a pick 6 tonight, didn't he? Well, guys, congratulations, great job, super effort. Your last home game, senior night. I got to talk to Dane Jenkins before we go, real quick.
Get his headsets on.
Obviously, we got Dane Jenkins, senior defensive leader on this ball club. And Dane, last time playing at the Rock, I know that has a lot of different things. You'll think about it more tomorrow than you are right now, but what a way to go out, defensive side of the ball, this complete domination.
Definitely, and the loss of last year, that haunted us till this year. We've been waiting for this game the whole year, and it came out for us.
Well, guys, great job. We're proud of all of you. Go enjoy it. Get ready to take a road trip next week. Good job.
The entire Blue Jay defense, the FCA players of the game. And that's a good point that Dane brought up. This was a game a year ago that Piedmont upset the Jays, one of their worst losses in several years. And, kind of led up to a little bit in the pregame article, but that was something that has ate at them for a year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And especially for a senior, this is your last go around. You don't want to be the senior class that that had the losing record. You don't want to be the senior class that didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of you could hear it, the excitement.
Yes.
And you got to go to Woodward and take care of business a week from tomorrow. But having said that, you got a big leg up doing what you did tonight against Piedmont.
Blue Jays win it. Final score 51-20. We're just getting started here on the TIG postgame show. When we come back, we'll hear from Blue Jay head coach Kelly Beebe. Stats, scoring summary, all that good stuff. After this is the Terra Insure Group postgame show.
You step out of the storm shelter and your home has taken a direct hit. You went online and found a policy, but you can't remember who the carrier is now. Your roof is scattered all over the neighborhood. Where are you going to stay tonight? How do you begin the process of cleaning up? Terra Insure Group is Guthrie's local one-stop shop for all your insurance needs. The agents at TIG all live within this community and will be there after the sale when you need them the most. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by our offices at 2403 South Division across from the Beacon Drive-In.
After this, we bring you more from the stadium as the Terra Insure Group postgame show continues.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Royal Blue and White, Guthrie High School takes down the Piedmont Wildcats here tonight. Final score 51-20 as it was all about the Blue Jay defense tonight. 5 interceptions returned to the house. Guthrie put 51 points on the board, 30 defensive points, 15 special team points, and 6 offensive points as they continue to try to win 3 in a row, 1 down, 2 to go as Blue Jays get ready for Northwest Oklahoma the next 2 weeks with trips to Woodward and Guyman. But before that, we get to that, we're going to now direct our attention to downstairs with tonight's interview with head coach Kelly Beebe, brought to you by the good folks at the John Vance Auto Group. Phil?
Guys, I am here with head football coach Kelly Beebe. Coach, crazy ball game.
Oh, absolutely. First thing I want to say is I want to congratulate these seniors on senior night. You know, these guys have been in some tough contests, and this was another very tough contest. Piedmont's got an outstanding defense, haven't given up points in all season, and for us to come out and get off the field like this, but the crowd was incredible. You know, the underclassmen played their tail ends off for those seniors, and you know, to get this one at home was really, really special. You know, I told them before we came out, you back a guy in the corner, he's got 2 choices, and you know, we got to come out and fight to survive, and I felt like we did that tonight. You know, the points showed up in specials and defense, but I tell you, Jackson and Gavin both had a lot of tough runs tonight that kept the football in our hands, kept their offense off the field, and were able to change field position some. So anytime you come out of a district win like this, it's always a 3-phase game.
Coach, you hit on it a little bit, but with all the pick sixes, I think the 2 drives from the offense that are going to maybe not get mentioned as much as they should. In the first half, after Piedmont scores, your offense goes right back down the field and answers. Then in the second half, right after halftime, Piedmont goes down and scores. Your offense answers that bell again. So I hope those 2 drives don't get lost in the mix of all the pick sixes.
Absolutely, Casey, I totally agree. And you know, I think we blocked a couple of extra points and also stopped a 2-point conversion attempt. So again, effort plays. You know, just old school Guthrie, just effort and fighting as hard as you can. You know, the score is not indicative of the game. I mean, there was 5 or 6 plays, which is normally the difference, but 5 or 6 big plays. But other than that, it was a slugfest, our old kids just played their tails off.
With that being said, Coach, your defense has done some special things going back to 2004, but have you ever seen 5 interceptions returned to the house in one game on any level?
You know, the only thing that comes to mind even remotely close to this is Shawnee 07, Tucker's last stand on this field, where I think Staley returned a couple and King returned one and Clayton Smith returned one, something along those lines. I mean, you know, as far as pick sixes, you know, nothing like this. No.
And you definitely took away the big 6'4" receiver, number 4, Jack Chester. You guys did a great job on him all night.
He's a heck of a player. You know, we had a little trouble holding up inside. You know, they were running that power and counter and running influence concept, and they were slipping that back behind the second puller. Linebackers fitting over the top of it. And you know, we kind of made a little bit of adjustment to that after the first drive in the third quarter, because we've been pretty effective on stopping the run game in the first half, which is making them put the ball in the air like it did, you know. And then when we were able to get ahead a little bit, then they went back in the air. You know, the old boys just started ball hawking back there, and I just couldn't be more proud. Coach Harmon, Michael, and those guys, they work tirelessly as we all do. We got some good pressure up front with D-line, and kind of kept the linebackers at home with all their power and counter scheme, and you know, just a great all-around victory for us.
Coach, congratulations. Great job tonight, man.
Fellas, I appreciate it. We'll load up and head out to Boomerville next Friday.
Can we just stay the night and then go to Guyman the next day or two and just kind of hang out there?
Well, from what I've seen of Woodward on film, a big physical ball club like that, we're going to need a little rest in between. So, but anyway, no, just great fan support tonight, and these kids and these coaches, you know, had their backs against the wall, a lot of pressure. This has put us in position, you know, still to try to achieve our goal of a playoff berth. And we got 2 tough ones on the road, and you know, I'm going to give the boys the weekend off. Coaches will work tomorrow, and then we'll bring them back in on Monday, and you know, just get back at it.
Yeah, Woodward, big winner side in Guyman. Final score there was 42-7. So it'll be a tough one next Friday night in Woodward.
Absolutely. Well, we're in playoff mode. We started playoff mode at Lawton Ike, you know, and we knew that, and you know, it just gets a little bit bigger each week, and that's the fun part of it. That's why we lift them weights and do them squats and run those sprints and all that stuff we do is for this, just nights like tonight. And you know, real pleased with our conditioning, and I thought all 3 coordinators and all the position coaches did a great job of continuing to coach during the game, make adjustments, help me make adjustments, et cetera, et cetera. So great 3-phase win. Just happy for all the kids and the fans.
Coach, enjoy fall break.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Head Coach Kelly Beebe on our John Vance Motors Auto Group post-game interview as the Blue Jays take down the Piedmont Wildcats by a final score of 51-20. And you see that hug between Phil and Kelly Beebe. That's after every game, win or lose. They always find each other and give each other a hug afterwards.
It's a family environment, isn't it?
Absolutely. We're going to take a timeout. We got plenty to get to. There's some scores that we need to get to around the state of Oklahoma. Scoring summary, a little bit of the stats, but the big one tonight, Guthrie 51, Piedmont 20. Timeout on the Terra Insure Group postgame show.
Sports, a powerful force in our society. Through sports, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes impacts the young people of our nation. Our ministry offers them faith, integrity, and values in the face of an often confusing world. What we all have in common is our love for Jesus Christ and our desire to share our faith with others. Because as long as there are sports, there will be a Fellowship of Christian Athletes. To learn more, call 1-800-289-0909 or visit fca.org.
Don't go away. More of the Terra Insure Group postgame show in a moment.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 and the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
Terra Insure Group post-game show rolls on for the final time inside Jelly Smith Stadium for this football season. And, of course, you got to talk about our good friends at TIG, located 2403 South Division, right across the street from the Beacon Drive-In. Phone number is 293-4880. But what you got to do, you got fall break, so go online, TIGOK.com. Check them out there, TIGOK.com. TireAndSureGroup.com, and they got everything from farm and ranch insurance to business insurance to watercraft, RV, home insurance, earthquake insurance, coming soon, pet insurance. And again, Tire and Sugar represents many of the largest, most financially secure, well-known names in the industry. And there's several of them. And some, 10, 15, 20, I don't know how many there are, but there are more than a dozen to choose from. So, but anyway, check them out, TIGOK.com. Blue Jays win it by a final score of 51-20. And taking a real quick at the scoring summary here, Casey. Piedmont jumped out to a 6-0 lead on their opening drive after Guthrie went 3 and out. Piedmont went down the field in 48 yards on just 3 plays, ran it in on a 4-yard touchdown, had a 6-0 lead. But then you talk with Coach Beebe. On the ensuing drive, Blue Jays go 47 yards on 8 plays. Jackson Waddell, 16-yard touchdown run for the only offensive scorer of the night for the Blue Jays, but put them ahead 7-6, and Guthrie never trailed after that.
Yeah, it was a great answer. You know, it's like Piedmont came and drove the ball down Guthrie's throat and took the air out of the crowd a little bit, and Guthrie needed to respond, especially after the way last week went. You could have tucked your tails and just went home at that point, but that Blue Jay offense came back and responded, scored, and then the defense took control of the game with all of the pick sixes and all the scoring that they did. So
yeah,
here, fabulous evening.
Here are your pick sixes. Troy Branson, 41-yard interception return, made it 14-6. Marcellus Owens, 74-yard interception return, made it 20-6. Piedmont scored on another touchdown run from the running back, and he had 3 of them tonight, and Kobe Matlog made it a 20-12 game. At the start of the third quarter. Then a 28-yard field goal by David Vargas made it 23-12 in the third quarter. And then here you go again, 39 interception return to the house for Hector Gooseby, a 90-yard interception return for Kale Kaufman, his first touchdown as a Blue Jay. Another Matlock running touchdown for Piedmont made it a 37-10 ball game. And then you had a 66-yard kickoff return by Marcellus Owens. And then they cap it all off, a 25-yard interception return for Marcellus Owens. Marcellus finishes with 3 touchdowns on the night.
Yeah, good night for him.
It was a good night.
Good night.
Again, final score, Guthrie 51, Piedmont 20. Take another timeout. It's our final timeout on the TIG postgame show. When we come back, we'll look at scores around the state of Oklahoma in the 6A, 5A level, and maybe 1 or 2 stats to finish it up here. This is the Terra Insure Group postgame show.
When it comes to Guthrie Blue Jay Athletics, Hayes Funeral Home is a proud supporter from the first game all the way to the championship game. Along with many years of experience in funeral service, the Hayes family brings compassion and professional service during difficult times. Owners Chuck and Lynette Hayes take pride in providing families and their loved ones quality care. Chuck and Lynette have not only supported families in the Guthrie area for countless years, but have supported Guthrie student athletes succeeding on the playing field and in the classroom. Hayes Funeral Home is located on the corner of Noble and Wentz, or simply give them a call at 405-282-3100.
Final thoughts from the stadium are ahead on the Terra Insure Group postgame show.
At Terra Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oakes, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880. Or stop by at 2403 South Division, or visit them online at TIGOK.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world.
Back for the final time on a Thursday night. It is officially fall break in Guthrie. 6A scores. Westmore took down Edmond Santa Fe tonight, 64-21. Tulsa Union over Southmore, 48-0. Southmore now 0-8 on the year. Broken Arrow. Yeah, Westmore probably the best team on this side of the state in 6A football. More Lions. We were just bragging on them on Wednesday night. Edmond North leads them 45-36. Edmond North trying to get their 3rd win of the year. No score. Owasso Norman North. I think that's actually on Friday night, tomorrow night. Owasso and Norman North. UConn was in Jinx, all Jinx tonight, 49-7. Those are your 6A Division I scores as the West continues to struggle against these.
How does UConn end up in Jinx?
Districts.
That's wild.
Yeah, well, there's only 16 teams, 15 teams. Midwest City hosted, or actually on the road against Pumpkin City. Midwest City improves to 7-1, 32-14 over Pumpkin City. Deer Creek winners over PC West 34-7. Stillwater in Enid, fourth quarter lead 54-34. Bixby 16-point win over Bartlesville 37-21. Ponca City, one of the victories for the Jays here on Jelsma. Lost to Saltpalpa 42-14.
Who did?
Ponca City got beat.
Yeah.
And Lawton continues to play good football. They took down a pretty good improved Choctaw team 41-17. And Booker T. Washington took down Sand Springs. That's not the surprise, but the surprise there was 40-0.
Yeah,
5A scores.
They're practicing for the state championship.
Yeah, they are.
Against Midwest City.
Ardmore, who we think will almost all but has won District 5A1. So if Guthrie wins out and qualifies for the tournament or for the postseason play, they would be going to Ardmore, it does appear, as Ardmore defeats Del City. Final score there 37-20. Ardmore and Lawton are the only two teams that have given Carl Albert a ball game. McGinnis played them close, but it really wasn't close on the scoreboard, or the numbers.
I'm interested to see that McGinnis Del City game next week. That'll be an interesting.
McGinnis Lawton Ike.
Lawton Ike, yes.
And one other score real quick in 5A football. Woodward took down Guyman 42-7.
I was wondering what that was. Phil's tearing down her microphone as we speak.
Absolutely. See, he works during the game
and
after the game. He doesn't work before the game, but he does work during and afterwards. He doesn't have his headsets on, so he can say whatever he wants.
Yes.
And he doesn't watch the replay, so we should be good to go. Well, okay, final thoughts here. Guthrie came out and did what they had to do. Offensively, it wasn't pretty at times, less than 200 yards of offense, but they did what they had to do, responded on a couple of drives, kept the ball on the ground, took a bunch of time off the clock, but defense led the way tonight.
Efficient offensively.
Yeah.
Efficient enough to allow your defense to win the game. I think that's about all you can say about it. Great performance. It was a game the Blue Jays had to have, and they came through.
Piedmont, 418 yards of offense. Guthrie at 171, and Piedmont took 24 more snaps than the Blue Jays did tonight. 72 total snaps for Piedmont. Guthrie had 48 snaps, and let's see if Gavin didn't quite get there. 21 carries, 86 yards. Had 44 rushing yards in the first half, and 44 plus 40 is 88, so 42 rushing in the second half. But the big number on the scoreboard, Guthrie wins it over Piedmont by a score of 51-20. And we need to exit stage left. And again, if you tune it in, we had some radio difficulties back at the station. Everything fine inside our radio booth here, but anyway, we had the live feed going, and big thanks to Kevin Roach, who continues to be a big part of this team.
No doubt. Is that a wrap?
That is a wrap. Final score for the final time here on Senior Night 2017 in the heart of downtown Guthrie, Giles Museum. The Guthrie Blue Jays pick up their third win of the year with a 51-20 victory over the Piedmont Wildcats. Blue Jays need to win 2 games in a row at Woodward at Guyman to qualify for the postseason playoffs. If they do that, they'll be going to Ardmore for the first round of the playoffs. And with that, we need to get out of here. We appreciate Jordan, who tried her best to get us on the air back in the Stillwater studio and just couldn't happen. But here on Game Site, big thank you to Kevin Roach, our video coordinator, does a great job as always. Of course, Phil Nichols down on our sideline, our partner, who are our eyes and ears down on the field, always does a great job. Appreciate his work down there. Craig Flick on the stats and inside numbers, always with those great numbers. For my partner, Casey Porter, I'm Chris Evans. We'll talk to you 1 week from tomorrow when the Guthrie Blue Jays travel to Woodward. Pre-game show begins at 6:30. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock, hopefully on Hot 93.7 FM KSPI, and hopefully on our internet feed. Nothing is promised when you go on the road in internet, so we'll try to be on there. We're out of here. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great fall break. Have a great weekend. And as always, go Blue Jays.
You've been listening to Guthrie Blue Jay football on the Guthrie Radio Network, home of the 4-time state champions. Guthrie Blue Jay football 2017 is brought to you by Terra Insure Group, insuring your world. Interbank, what's going on now at your hometown bank? Golden Chick, the original and still the best. John Vance Auto Group, where it's comfortable to buy a car. Mercy, your life is our life's work. Golden Age Nursing Home, making the toughest decisions of your life the easiest choice you've ever made. Eskridge Chevrolet, a name you can trust for over 50 years. Guthrie Blue Jay football is also brought to you by F&M Bank, Merritt Roberts, Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Sonic on Highway 33 and I-35, Guthrie Tag Agency, and Hayes Funeral Home.